Hey, look at that. Look at this pretty face. Well, once again, Dale is not here because he's out there doing fatherly duties as he should, because after all, this is just a podcast. Kids are his world. So that being said, I brought in the man with the plan, the guy who shoots positivity out of his anus on the Instagrams. Here he is, Jameis Comic Uprising. Yeah, oh, it showers like fucking rainbow bright. I'm telling you, I've seen it. How you doing, pal?
And now
You all
I'm
right?
doing it on whatnot too. So
Oh, that's right. Look at that. You're
just
you're
spreading
jumping
it
on the
all
web.
over.
You're spreading yourself all over. Then we have the other guy. The other guy, my other favorite friend of mine. Look at that. That's a great
What's
guy.
up, guys?
Hey,
No aim
how's it
shoot.
going?
He's not shooting anything out of his ass other than
Not
something
today.
after Chipotle maybe. But then we got the two stars of the show. Look at that. We got Mr. Doyle, Mr. Willis.
What's going on, guys?
Yes.
What is
What is
up?
up?
It's been a
Welcome.
while. It's been a while. We've had Kyle on before, but this is Joe's first time. We're actually popping your cherry here, Joe.
Welcome to the internet, Mr. Doyle.
Thank you. Thank you, Colin. Thank
I mean, we've seen him on the show at commenting. Oh, there you go. That's
you knew it was going to happen. You know,
yeah. Did they actually do the shake and bake? It's funny.
we were practicing.
So we're going to be talking about a few things today, people. You know how it goes. I always like to tell the audience it's almost like as if you're sitting in your living room just shooting the shit, right? I mean, you could cuss, you could do what you're going to do, and we're going to have a good time. But mainly, we are here to talk about, I don't know, that book that Doyle and Kawabanga got going on. It's that book right there. Let me see. I'm actually going to bring up a better, a real close picture of this because it's some good shit. I got to admit.
I love the
You know-
lights on the Transformers, guys. Killing it.
Stand up comics right here.
Let me see
That's
if I-
badass.
You know what? You're right. That is lights, huh? Look at that.
Yeah. You can change it too. A whole bunch of different modes and stuff.
All right.
There it is.
Look at that.
Look at that.
That's pretty damn good, people.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna lie, And the funny thing is that Joe I've noticed he's up there one of those guys who does fantastic remarks.
Oh yeah, dude, you're sketching every freaking day.
I try to. I may not do it as much as I need to, but I do what I can.
I have noticed. It's kind of funny. I've noticed that the remarks of today compared to the remarks of yore, right, are just you're basically drawing another piece of art on a piece of art.
Yeah.
It's intricate.
I collect myself, and I collect a lot of original art. And the one thing that I can't not stand, but if I'm going to pay an artist to get something done, like custom, you kind of want it to look custom and not the same thing over and over again. I don't know. I feel like adding that extra time just definitely makes the piece as a whole a lot better. So it's little things, right?
I'm not saying from your, but the remarks of your were free.
That is true.
So you got to give them a little bit of a pass for being maybe a little more.
That is true. You know what, Kyle?
They were probably called free marks back then.
Words of wisdom, people.
That's-
You heard it here first. Kyle knows what the fuck he's talking about because it is so true. We all know there are certain artists that we're not going to mention names charge a lot of money for a remark, and it's kind of funny when it's like, well, it depends what you want. You want just the head, it's going to be X amount. You want a bust, it's going to be you want a full body, it's going to basically cost your right nut.
Yeah, I'll never disparage an artist for charging for anything. Charge whatever you want. But
charge whatever you want, and it's up to the person.
I'm not going to say, hey, you really phoned it in, Ryan Stegman, and you probably ruined what this guy had going on here for a really cool jam piece. I don't mind calling somebody out for that part, but whatever they charge, whatever the free market can handle. If they're charging too much and nobody's buying their remarks, they're the only ones losing out.
It is so true. Now we all know, right, that there's been so many remarks out there that people go, they basically ruined my book,
Yeah.
right? And it's like, well, did you tell them not to do a full size body remark on the cover of your book? Did you tell them to not do it right over the logo? Did you tell them not to do? I mean, you got to tell. You guys are the artists. I mean, doesn't it help when they go up to you and go, "Do you mind just kind of doing it here?" Or
First off, my personal experience with that, I'll never draw on top of like the main character or the face of the main character. I feel like the remark is meant. If you wanted just the remark, you would have given me a blank sketch cover. That's how I look at it.
How many
If you
stand
want-
signatures are right over like ASM 300, right over
oh my god,
Yeah.
with a marker that has seen better days.
Yeah.
So it's so ground down that it's like super wide and thick, and you can't even see Spider-Man anymore.
Yeah.
Not only that, unfortunately, towards the end of his
for Spider-Man.
towards the end of his life, he was signing everything, and it was getting worse. He was putting it in places that people are like, well, I gotta Stan Lee's signature. I gotta be honest. The first thing I look is to see when it was signed, and I'm like, oh, I think he like passed a week later.
That's JSA's problem now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You know, that's for later. That's for later because we're going to be talking about JSA and their logos and I mean their labeling and all that good stuff. But let's talk about this book.
Yes.
Who here are Transformers fans? Are all you guys Transformers fans?
Oh, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Totally. What about you, Caesar?
You know what?
That's what the co-host does, right? By the way.
Am I a fan? I own one book, and that's Transformers 1 because it's number 1. I'd watched the cartoons when I was young, but I wasn't into. I was a He-Man guy. I was a He-Man G.I. Joe dude. So Transformers to me was like, oh, it was all right. Even though I did go see the movie when it first came out.
So did I.
Transformers the movie, right? And I remember I was a teen. I was more than I was a teenager. What I don't even know what year that movie came out. Someone look it up.
85, 86.
Okay, that's the first time I saw like a Transformer die, I guess, and I was like, wow,
Yeah.
this is wow.
Yeah, the iconic at the
It's heavy duty, you know. I mean, Robotech. That was the very true time I saw a cartoon character get blown to bits, and I was like, wow, this is Japanese. Don't fuck around. Well, they don't, because you know, Robotech for me was my first novella as a kid. Kissing, love triangles, you know, people dying and battles, and you know, where like G.I. Joe never happened. Fucking lasers were going right through their teeth, you know, and it just wasn't too real for me. The Robotech brought it home, man. You know, it fucked me up as a kid.
G.I. Joe was a lot more corny than I think people remember.
Oh,
Watch it now.
entirely.
You watch it if you watch it now, and it's like
Entirely.
oof.
It's a tough pill to swallow.
It is tough to watch. You guys ever
Now-
seen PSA, the G.I. Joe PSA videos? Those are
Oh,
pretty
Yes.
funny.
Those are fantastic. I mean, do you think the Transformers cartoons were just as corny?
Back in the day, no.
No, I mean if you watch them now, I mean, do you go like?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they get a pass. They're from another planet. They're robots. Who knows, you know, where they're from?
there's
You know, it's supposed to be. At least you can suspend your, you know, disbelief. You know, whereas Joe's supposed to be like from here. You know?
yeah.
That's
Supposed
right.
to be. Well, I didn't grow up on Transformers. I grew up with Ninja Turtles and Dino Riders. So
Dino, who knows?
yeah, a lot of people
Dino
forget
Riders.
Dino Riders. Oh, and
I'm
Silverhawks.
Silverhawks.
those are the three. So because Transformers was a couple of years before. I was born in '84, so it's a little couple of years before.
what a baby.
Baby boy.
I think you're the baby out of the whole group. Is he
I mean-
older than you, Greg?
Yeah, 83.
Sorry, Joe.
It's close.
It's all right. I'll be 40 in November, so I'm getting there.
Oh, that's it, man.
Yeah.
That's where you're gonna hear your first pop, and you're not gonna know where the fuck it came from. You're not gonna have the slightest idea where it came from, but you're gonna hear a pop when you get up in the morning,
Oh, dude, I'm already there, bro. I'm already there. I go to the gym too. That's the thing. I go to the gym and I still hear things. I'm like, what is that? Like, that doesn't.
What are you going to the gym for? They got like shakes there or something?
Yeah.
You're right.
Yoga.
Right.
Yogas.
They like
I'm doing it. I'm doing it now because of my cardio rehab, and I got to tell you, I feel fantastic. I feel fantastic. But then again, I'm surrounded by people in their 80s, so I'm like, yeah, I'm beating your ass. Look at me in this fucking treadmill.
Interesting.
On here
words.
for you're on here for 5 minutes. Look at me, 30 minutes. Son of a bitch. You know, they hate me there.
So Transformers.
No,
Let's-
yeah,
Like,
I'm not hip, Joe. I'm obviously you know by now. I don't fucking read. So, what is the difference between this storyline compared? I'm not. I don't understand it. I don't get
You're
it.
asking me?
I'm asking anybody.
well, the Energon universe is one where the GI Joes and the Transformers exist simultaneously. So,
We got Joes in this book.
bro,
I just did the exterior cover.
I got Joes in different area codes.
so is it easier to draw like Transformers, or is it? Yeah, I mean, let's dive into the art then. You know, since you did the cover, is machinery easier for you or human
I'm real good with geometry and lighting. So you put the two together and you can pretty much get a transformer out of it. But it's I come from a background of photography back in my years of working in corporate, so I understand how light works very well. So it's once you start putting shadows on boxes, it starts looking 3D.
So how did you guys come up with this? Like, do you guys collabed on this? Take us through the process. Let's hear it.
Collaboration ended it. I want to work with you.
Well,
Figure
that's okay. End of story. Thanks, Kyle.
And I'll throw my credit card on the table.
I call Kyle and I'm like, yo, we need to do this Transformers Energon universe. I think it'll be a good one. He's like, what do you got? I'm like, just let me draw something. I drew it to him. He goes, okay. That was it. So we
Kyle, the easiest man to work with.
What?
The easiest man to work with. Is that what it is? Yeah.
you just got to be in the circle.
I mean, if I have to see him in all these shows anyways, may as well be able to say, hey, get over here and sign this book real quick. You know what I mean?
Do you you know, it's kind of funny because I know that certain artists have a certain niche, right? Some don't draw people very well, but they kick it when it comes to animals or machinery. Then you have the opposite.
Yep. Yeah, no, so my anatomy, I will say, is it's not perfect. I am working on it, but yeah, when it comes to any other thing besides humans, I could find the reference point somewhere online to make it work. So I do prefer doing anything but humans, if that's monsters, anything gritty, dark.
You do a shit ton of cool monsters on those horror comic blank covers that you've been putting out. Thank you.
Those are fun. I will say, and you see it too. You can see it when I do the covers of those. Those are
just
fun
need
covers.
to lock you in like the lake house for a week, so you can just do nothing but sketch for a week. Because my only complaint is that he's got to get faster.
Yeah. Well, wait, I did that remark today in 12 minutes.
We're talking about sketch covers right now.
Oh, sketch covers. Yeah.
You can fast forward if you need to.
Yeah. Sketch covers.
I
like to put quality work out there, Kyle.
You do.
Say.
And one day you'll put out twice as fast quality work.
Exactly.
What about you, Greg? Is there a certain piece of Joe that you appreciate?
What was that? Sorry,
was there a certain piece that Joe did, or that
So I enjoy his Venom work. There's a local shop here in Tampa that he did. I don't know if you can maybe pull up a picture of that, called Urban Legend Comics. It looks killer, Joe. What you did in
he did a mural on the inside.
Huge mural. It's like a huge mural that he did, and it's beautiful.
It's Venom. It's Venom coming out of the shadows, and it's like his head is literally like
I'm trying to get Joe to do more Spawn. That's what I'm trying to get him to do, because he can do Venom really well.
You're going to see a lot more Spawn from me coming here pretty soon in Greg's auction. So keep an eye out for that.
There you go. Cool.
I'm trying to find this.
Oh, this is a badass cover that you pulled off, Joe. I like this one particularly, the 148.
Let me see.
Here, let me take it out of the bag. So stop glaring.
Yeah, I hate to burst your bubble, Joe, but I just can't get into turtles.
Well, look at that though. That's
But that's
badass.
good. But I appreciate good art. I mean, you know.
I had, Greg Horn actually did the colors. That's the first time Greg Horn's ever colored anybody's piece of work.
Yep, and I love the graffiti that you put on all. It's if you guys are curious, this is what 147 to 150, all connecting.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
yes.
Hey, Greg, if you find that one, just send it to me.
Is it all four?
Yeah, I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Yeah, we've talked about it on the show a few times. I just couldn't get into TMT.
I mean, they're turtles fighting in the sewers. I mean, it's either you hate them or you love them.
Yeah, but that's the whole thing. I don't hate them. I just never got into it.
Yeah. It's
interesting.
I was young enough for the marketing of it to catch me, is what it was, I think. Because the concept of it, if you really think about it, is just kind of, it's out there. It's out there.
I was looking for that Sinister one that I picked up off of you.
Oh, you don't have it? You don't have it?
It's here in the chaos, but I want that to show it off because that thing.
Sinister is that's some good shit right there, bro.
My favorite piece is right above my desk right there.
Yeah, we don't need to show that one.
What is that? Your first piece?
No, it's just a really horrible, shitty piece that Kyle loves right in front of his computer up on top.
All right. Well, Kyle, get up and
funny.
I want to see it now.
We can't
jam piece.
We can't get to it. It's
that I had
it's up
Peter
there.
Smith work on, Ryan Kincaid, who was it, Josh Lyman, and then I gave it to Joe Doyle, and he handed it back to me,
I
and
mucked
it
the
was glorious.
shit out of that thing.
Show the
chat. All right. Embarrassing as hell. Let me tell you that. Now, if I knock all this over, Kyle, it's your fault.
I have one of these pieces from a Looney Tune artist that he totally butchered, and he hates that I have it. So. So, okay, let's see it.
You're welcome in advance, guys. You're welcome in advance.
So
It's the best thing that ever
my
happened.
anatomy of Venom has changed.
Oh, has it? So let me guess which one's yours. I'm gonna say yours has to be the bottom to meet. Holy shit! Wait a minute. I was gonna say the bottom left.
We brains.
Is that? Wait a minute. Is yours the one with the what is
The
it?
forehead and the five head.
Yeah, the five head.
Oh, yeah.
We brains.
It's so bad. It's like
Joe, that's
so bad.
Joe, that's
Like,
pretty bad, Joe.
like this is not bad, but once you get to like the rest of it, it's absolutely asinine. It's horrible. It's
Why'd you
absolutely.
give him such a big? He has a 5 head.
This is the best thing I ever owned.
It's bad, yeah, and he has it literally right front.
Look at Kyle is losing his shit. This is hilarious.
Every time.
It's the best day of my life. It's an early birthday present
So-
for me, bro.
Happy birthday.
All right, so
4 days. He'll be old in 4 days. I don't know. You're going to be
3 days.
3 days. All right, 3 days. He'll be old.
let me see. I found the thanks to Greg, I found the piece.
Oh man,
Yeah, that's not the best picture of it, but
Oh yeah. Well, you see how big it is, though.
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah,
That's
cool. That's very nice.
that's some good use of negative space. That's what I
Yeah,
like.
now
about
the forehead is better on this one.
Thank you.
better angle. It's a light angle.
It's,
that. Not- Joe, it's been recorded now too. So,
I know. That's
Yeah.
okay. Now I know what sucks, and I know what's good. This is good. That sucks. So
But let me ask you, when you were drawing in the middle drawing, you go like, yeah,
which one? Oh, the Venom.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Were you like, this is awesome?
Yeah, no, because I always do the jaw and the teeth first
Oh, I
because
don't know.
that's the hardest part to do. So I killed that part, and then I just kind of. I
That was
don't
the
even
first
know.
time I ever got to hang out with you, wasn't it?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, so-
So friendships
It's a-
were
it's a-
made that night.
It's a good memory. I might poke a little fun at him, but it's only because I know what he's capable of.
Well, yeah. I mean,
So I don't mind poking. If he turned in his best work, I wouldn't like put balls about it.
Joe's up there with Joe's up there in my book with remarks with Bartling, Kincaid, and John Boy. I mean, it's kind of funny. Those
It's like Marky Mark and the Funky Bunch. He just
it's
Oh, wow.
it's crazy. Yeah, yeah. Quote the Funky Bunch. It's funny because
Bunch.
it's
It must
we-
be
like we
wild
were
to go
talking-
drinking with you, Kyle. I mean, you must rat on everybody. This is great. I love this shit.
like a fat Cat Williams. I'm Fat Williams.
Are you the Cat Williams of the the comic industry?
Baby. You like tea? We got sweet tea.
See? Look at that shit.
Oh,
That's
you
funny.
should have saw us today in the what do you call it, at the shop all day today. It was nonstop laughs.
We were there for 12 hours.
Holy crap.
King, what's going on? Oh, by the way, King Pow. If you guys don't know who he is,
Not Pua?
Pow. I say Pow.
All right.
I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Either way, big supporter, great guy. Sees me at MegaCon every single year. So big shout out. Thanks for stopping by, bro.
I'll say it again. I'll say it again here once because, like I said, I wasn't able to go to MegaCon this year, and I'm fucking going this next year.
No running in the halls. Let me see.
No running in the
Yes.
halls, holding scissors. I'm going to be seeing all of you guys. I'm probably going to get to meet Greg, and James will probably be living there by now. And then
I know. I'll be living in Orlando.
You'll be living in Orlando,
Yeah.
so it's going to be great to finally see you guys. And at least I don't know, Joe. I might have you specifically make that bad Venom just for me.
Okay.
No, replicate it.
I'll get some tracing paper and I'll have to
Yeah.
Just do the exact same
like
thing.
on point.
We do the Scotty Young, type thing. For Joe's forehead.
Foreheads, yeah, the forehead, the baby,
the baby forehead.
baby characters with massive foreheads. Yeah.
Is
This is
that
bad. This
exclusive
is-
limited? Is that exclusive limited?
Which one? This book right here?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, the minimum order was 1,000, so we did 1,000.
yeah.
Most image titles are a 500 minimum.
Yeah.
But
All right. Well,
this
I'll tell you what.
property, it was 1,000 minimum.
Hasbro wanted the all the fun.
Well, since you guys are all fans, I'm gonna put the feet to the fire. Decepticon or Autobot?
I'm gonna have to get Decepticons.
Why not just switch sides? That's what they did between the cartoon and the movies, right?
Nah. No, they got better cars and better vehicles, I think. And I love jets, so they got more jets than Autobots.
We've all seen the movies, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know the name of the cop car? It's Barricade, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the Decepticons in the movies. In the original series, he was one of the good guys.
He's one of the good guys. Why did they change it up?
You tell me, bro. Nobody else was talking about it, and they were thinking
There it is.
trails,
Trails.
voter suppression, but nobody ever talks about why Barricade was a bad guy.
That is interesting, right? Hey, you're right. It is confusing to somebody who's never
enjoy
seen
that.
it.
Now you're gonna be stuck with it like me.
Yeah, great. Thanks, Kyle. You fucked me up. All right. So, Kyle, about you? Are you a Decepticon guy?
I liked Optimus Prime. He had a cooler toy. Sorry.
All right.
You could put
James?
other toys in the back
Oh,
of that.
it's the white jet. Totally. So bad guys all day on that one.
You too, Greg?
Yeah, oh yeah, Megatron.
And that's the other thing. Megatron, I guess it would be kind of goofy as a kid in the movie to have him transform into a handgun or whatever. I guess that would be kind of goofy, right? If you just transform into just a gun. Because in the movie, what does he transform into? Like a big cannon? Megatron.
Does he ever really transform into much of anything? He
don't
just
know.
kind of auto transforms into all kinds of different crap.
Oh,
but
wait a minute. So are we
He
trying
grabs
to
that
say?
Mercedes. He grabs that Mercedes SL
Yeah.
91, I think, and just grabs that for a while. And then he switches, I think, like in the second movie or something, to another body.
Mhm.
So what? I hate when movies change it up. It's not. I mean, what if you're gonna transform? At least transform it to a cool ass, big ass cannon or something. But fucking
When you
Hollywood.
see these movies that take nerd IP, they have to make it palatable to the masses. And some things just don't make sense. Like the biggest, baddest guy turns into somebody else's weapon. Like it's not cool, right? So
That's
they
true.
changed that. They used their artistic license to change it to make it, not as silly. Because something that looks cool in a cartoon might not look when they try to make a visual that looks like a practical application. It doesn't look as cool. So, what?
Yep. That's why I like X-Men '97 because they can do shit. Caesar. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, speaking
There's
of
something
X-Men,
not like X-Men '97. Is that what I'm picking up?
It's li-
'Cause we can talk about a whole entire episode, I think, on this, right?
so I tell you what,
I'm deferring to the main host. I just threw that out there.
I'm not caught up completely. I'm still last.
Yeah.
Do you guys know if this last episode is the last episode? Is it the season
No,
finale?
there's one more.
There's one more.
So I saw part 1. I haven't seen part 2 yet of the series. I don't get it. It's good, I guess. I mean, a lot of these guys have hard-ons for this because it's their ute. It's their complete ute.
I've heard that it's getting progressively better. I've seen the first 2 episodes, and they definitely tap that youth.
Wait till you see. Yeah, you got to watch the rest of them, man. It really does. I was not so I didn't grow up on X-Men. I watched the cartoon. So that's basically what I know of X-Men because I never read comics either. So watching that before the new season came out was really cool because it really does, like watching it fresh and then watching the new stuff, like there really is, it really connects. And I can see why people who grew up with that just are like, oh my God, it's the best thing. Because it really does feel like the old stuff. Like
so you actually went through the original first.
Yeah. My wife and I, we sat down and she actually started really liking it after like episode 6 or 7 of the first season. And we just got into it and just started watching it nonstop. And then when we got to the end, it was the next week was the new season of the new stuff. So we jumped right in.
It's like playing that shit.
No, we took right. You would no, there's things in there that my wife, who's not a comic book fan or any of that, she didn't grow up with any of that stuff. There's a lot of stuff where she's like, oh, I know why this happened. Like they really do touch main parts because there was like 7 seasons right before in the first. So for her to pick up things that happened in the first, second, third season, like that's pretty cool. Like she didn't grow up on it, but it was enough there tapped to make all those connections. So it's very nostalgic for sure.
Have they done a newer Transformers cartoon?
No. They'd have a new I don't want to sound old here, but computer animated or digital animated. God, I can't even say the right words. No, I think they just came out with a trailer for one, didn't they?
Well, yes, they had like a year 1 or whatever.
Yes, I did. I don't like that shit. It is. I like the way it looks. I'm not.
Well, the plot's. I mean, it's not the same.
A couple of years ago, Kevin Smith or somebody did like a Thundercats cartoon that was like really horribly illustrated.
Thundercats.
Well,
maybe He-Man.
I think it was He-Man. Yeah.
Oh, it was He-Man, and coming from a He-Man guy.
Like unwatchably silly cartoon.
Yeah, I just didn't. Yeah. I just couldn't get myself to watch it. Now I'm going to bring up a cartoon that I screamed from the mountaintop, and I turned James onto it. Is Blue-Eyed Samurai. Now, Blue-Eyed Samurai to me that's what a cartoon for adults should be. Right?
It's like the Snorks of the modern era, right?
Yeah,
I just like that, man. It's hitting mainstream like it is, and they're not holding back at the same time.
I was down with Hit Monkey.
Hit Monkey was good.
Yep. That was good. That was a cartoon I watched. I'm like, that is badass. I stuck to that. Yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, I think they stopped. I think they canceled the second season or whatever.
I don't have as much time as you guys. I don't think.
Listen, I this in one
night.
That's a lot of cartoons, man.
I have nothing but time. But when it comes to cartoons, I'm not one to watch it. But Blue-Eyed Samurai did catch my eye, and He-Man. But I gotta tell you, I saw a trailer for that Transformers Year 1.
Sorry, we're finding something to lift it because I keep looking at it. It says trans and not the former.
Yeah.
Not that I care about that, but like you can't see the whole stand.
Not that there's anything. Not that there's anything wrong with it. There we go.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, there we go.
There you
Is
go.
that a comic box? Comic box is always coming.
All right.
No,
We got a couple boxes here.
It's a
But that's
craft
okay.
box.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
Now,
I was looking for different shape. They have hole punches that are different shapes. And because I was working on Archie Comics Mosaic, I bought this thing of different shaped hole punches that I was trying out, but they were silly.
you know, speaking of your mosaics, Jesus.
Yeah.
You know, by O. Odin,
What the
people
fuck?
fucking complain about the stupidest things, man. I swear, Kyle, I mean, not to bring the negative, but some
Look at that
shit
shit.
I hear about you, like your stuff, when it comes to the. Let me see. Do that again. Let me see that again.
Yeah, that's pretty badass.
You know, an artist is an artist is an artist. And to me, as long as you're not using AI, you're better than I am at what you do. But for people to say, "Oh, he's not an artist. He just does this with his mosaic," I'm like, then you do it if it's so fucking easy, you douchebag. I honestly, I want you to try it yourself. It's so easy. Try it and then sell it by all means.
I'm of the belief that it's none of my business if the words coming out of someone else's mouth are super ignorant. You know what I mean? And it lets me know immediately that they never looked at any of my stuff. They didn't watch any of my many, many time-lapse videos. So people say whatever they want, you know. It's like a cover charge at a club. For me, hearing them talk nonsense, it's like now I know who the riffraff is, you know.
It is so true. And I think there's people out there who just do nothing but. I mean, they feed on it. They're like the energy vampires.
Well, they have nothing else better to do than sit there and complain and point fingers at stuff they don't understand. And when you don't understand something, they just come up with there's a whole freaking weird thing, and then makes Kyle look bad, makes everybody else in the community look bad. Like it's just like there's no point. Like if you're going to get an audience, why are you going to sit there and just bash people without even the knowledge of what actually it is you're bashing? I never understood that.
It's to me, when I first saw Kyle's stuff, it was unique. We've all seen that style before, but just Kyle's stuff is just very cool. To me, there's a cool factor behind it, Kyle.
Yeah, he's got a hip hop. In my mind, I think of like a hip hop. It's just very. I don't understand like hip hop. It's just like your style is very like.
It's very edgy.
It's edgy, it's modern. It's like neons. It's just bright colors. Like I don't know how else to say it, but it's just very like hip hopish. It's very cool. It's like graffiti without the graffiti feel to it. If that makes any sense.
I knew people were smoking crack when they were complaining. In Kyle, you've heard of that, but when they were complaining about your draw overs on the Alex Ross books.
I fucking love them.
I never saw anybody complain about those. So
they're like,
that?
Well, you know, because they complain. They're like, "What's this guy doing? He's ruining
like
this."
The Rubik's Cube.
And I'm like, it's cool, man. It's just I got to be honest. It's just
all the people that I can't keep them in stock. All right, so all the people who bought them, they're where my focus lies.
Yeah,
they're not complaining.
And it's
they're paying me to send them to CGC. So most of those Alex Ross timeless remarks are graded, you know.
If I had more room in my wall,
look at this wall.
I would get each one of yours and then place it right next to. Man, I hate it. I would get each one of yours and put them right next to underneath each one, right? So
you just need you need them all redone by Kyle. Just have
what I need to
send that whole run back to Kyle.
Tell me this wouldn't be the shit, right? So like one of them is Rhino, and Rhino is kind of doing like a pose, right? And I did one where it was like there was a spoonful of cereal being fed to him. It was hilarious. The one I put a mic stand and an old school 50s microphone, and it looked like he was like belting out a banger. You know, if I were to paint just that microphone, right, and have my printer print it on a piece of acetate to slide in front of the actual book,
Yeah.
I could just sell a microphone. You know,
There you go. Like
there we
yeah,
go.
that's a sell.
slide it in front of the actual book that's on your wall there without.
Like a
Without-
sell.
Without
awesome.
touching my book, he just
That could be cool. That could be
Ooh, Kyle.
Yep.
I like
Now,
I
now
like
you can
this
sell like
shit.
bags and boards that way. Just do all the board or bags that way. That'd be fun.
Right in the bag, and you just put the thing in. Holy shit! Look at that! Wow!
What?
Wow. Okay. All right.
How
Spider Punk.
many have you done of those at this point?
What's that?
How many of those have you done at this point? Those Alex Rosses?
I actually have them all.
King, are you talking about my
in a
Spider
folder,
Punk?
I could tell you.
Because
Spider-Punk with full guitar was
I wonder
awesome.
what Alex. Do you know
Probably.
what Alex thinks about these things? Have you heard from him by chance?
No,
Kyle?
but
Like,
people keep tagging them, and as long as they keep tagging them, I'm going to keep making them.
Yeah.
listen,
yo.
I'm pretty sure he gets a kick out. of it.
Where can I send here? I'm going to send it to you.
Send it
You
to
know,
me.
I need to
Caesar,
reach
I'm
out to
sending
him.
this album to you. You can bring it up if you want.
Yes, sir.
It's
I-
amazing.
I think Alex is probably get a kick out of it because it's fun as shit. It really is fun. So because it's original, I always did like the one where you did the stereo with the bubble gum.
Oh, that was one of the most intensive ones that I did. I've done about 50 of them so far, Greg.
Okay, wow, man.
So, Caesar, I see a link to the. I put them all in a photo album.
All right, let's see here.
You gotta pull it up, Caesar.
All
That
right.
laugh right there, that's what I was going for.
No joke, because I haven't seen all of these. Hold on. All right, guys, here we go. Some of these are pretty fucking
They're
good.
so good.
I haven't
They are,
seen
they
him
are
online.
really are good.
Oh, where's
Shit.
it?
Yeah.
All right, so
Go full screen, baby.
okay, hold on.
Go full screen.
Maybe go full screen.
Yeah, you got to if you're gonna look at these. They're hilarious. Yeah, don't.
Hold
There
on.
you
Hold the phone. Hold the phone. There you go.
No, you're good. Just click on one of them, and then you can.
Yeah, just click one of them.
There we go.
There you go. That's what I meant.
Oh, okay.
You just use
So-
Oh my god, the kazoo. Holy shit.
Oh, it's a kazoo. Look at that. All right. Oh, it is a kazoo.
It even comes with the sound effect.
I love it.
You know what gets me is the eyes of the crab.
It's so dumb. It's awesome.
It's so dumb, it's awesome.
How you thought up these ideas? Did it just come to you, or
You do, yeah. I got a little pen that takes me to a fun place, and I just sit there with a stack of them and zone out.
Oh,
That's-
now that one people love.
Yeah.
Yep.
I
Well,
people
it
do
was the
dig
perfect
it.
one to do.
yeah, that's good.
It makes me crazy that he's using his mouse instead of his arrow keys.
I know.
You're driving him crazy.
Use
Oh,
it
what's going on? Oh, you know.
Just use your arrows.
And I
Caesar.
gotta be honest, I wasn't even looking at the screen. I was looking at the actual piece. All right, here you go.
So that one, the face is exposed there. I made it look like the face had been torn off.
Oh, that's cool. Oh, look at that.
Rondo. It has what plants crave. So that one, the prime, was for Victor Otero, the owner of Gator Guard. That was by request.
Oh, that's cool. That's very cool. Fucking selfie.
You know, actually, he's. I just got that. He's actually showing us that the battery is running.
Yeah,
out.
in the original,
Oh.
his hand is facing himself. So I had to make it look like he was facing the viewer.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, if you're not familiar with that cover, the original color was red and green. So I had to kill.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's a
it's,
lot
uh,
of
I put a
yeah,
lot of
little-
work in that, yeah.
A little green on the left, and yeah, that's
Now that might be my favorite one right there. The happy face on him.
Now, let me tell you why. Let me tell you why I do like these very much. Because I got to be honest, if you were to send this book to anyone who never saw the original, they would think this was the original. You blend it so well that it looks like it's meant to be. And like I said, if you were to send some some tribe that's never seen humans before. This book, they're gonna think this is the way it's supposed to be. So I kind of like the way you did such a good job with that.
So
See, like that makes now that looks like it's made for it. I'm not kidding.
So is that your profile picture right there, Kyle?
What?
It looks like your profile picture.
No,
Should be.
You got to put the crown on now, on your profile.
Yeah. Can't even tell who this guy is. He's in disguise.
It's kind
You
of
should
funny.
you should remark your you should take a picture of yourself and then remark it and use that as a profile.
Power glove.
Sean McNally actually bought that one. It's in CGC getting graded. Right
Yeah, the power glove is fantastic. I love the power glove.
That's a great. Did he come up with that?
now.
That's ridiculous.
The Richard Simmons.
That's fucking ridiculous, Kyle. That's stupid. You're an idiot.
Bro, go back to it real quick and just imagine that song from the 80s, Break My Stride. You remember that song?
Ain't nobody gonna break in my stride.
And nobody gonna hold me down.
Oh, no. I got to keep on moving. All right, look at that. That's good, man. Look at that.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, Mo Man's never looked so cool.
True.
That is Mo Man, right? I'm looking at my wall to make sure that
Well,
it's
it was Bull Man.
I love this one too.
That one's so
That
good.
one's good too.
That one was a special request.
Yeah,
That's good stuff, man. Love it. Yeah, I like this one. This one. So you're saying this one took you a while?
It was, yeah. I got to use my protractor though to make all the circles.
Yeah, you would. Yeah.
All the little things that artists love,
So
right?
the guy that makes those stands right here, stand it up.
Yeah.
That was for him.
And it actually looks like Scott.
Scotty Cunningham.
Yeah.
He's got an Oculus.
Oh, he's holding the Tesseract, right?
Yeah.
Well, originally, yeah.
Yeah.
That I love this.
See,
one.
that fits.
That's sick.
That fits. I like how he puts it around the eyes.
I noticed that.
Yeah.
That's great.
I mean, honestly, where else are you gonna put it, right? So, oh, that's fucking funny, man. There it is.
Right.
There.
Oh, that's good stuff.
Dude, all I do is crack myself
Yes.
up with that one, bro. I love that one.
Yeah, it's
That's awesome.
That one. Yep.
that fits. That fits. He's
Yeah.
doing the whole pose and everything.
Oh, I had not seen that one.
Wait a minute, who is that?
The Super Scroll
Huh?
turned into Super Scroll turned into the mask.
Super Scroll. Yeah. I think this was one of the first ones I ever saw you post up, and I'm like,
That one's great.
this is ridiculous.
Bender. That's Futurama fan. You're gonna hell yeah.
That's awesome. Man. and I'll say it again, Kyle. I mean, it looks like it's meant. It's meant.
Yeah, I
like
get
I was
lucky
your,
sometimes.
like
Oh,
Alex
here's
Ross.
Greg doing the old.
There you go, Greg.
Like Alex Ross really did
This bit-
want him to be drinking coffee, right?
I like the one where I get rid of his tongue altogether. You can't even tell he had a tongue.
Yeah, it's probably
Well, you like the hat, the hearts, big eyes, yeah, all hearts.
Nope.
Groucho Marx.
Oh,
Uh,
that's different.
Yep.
that one's badass.
Very different. It's like Molten Man.
Gilded, yeah.
see, now you're just getting stupid.
So what?
So what?
My books. I can do whatever I want with.
Wow. Look
Oh.
at that one.
That's interesting.
That's different. Oh,
Oh man.
So do you got
Oh.
people like now hitting you up like you should do this, you should do that, you should do this?
Oh, every day, man. Every day. Every day.
I mean, it's flattering, right? Because everyone has these ideas, right? And they're like, "Hey, what if? Hey, Kyle, I have one for you. What if?" And you're like, "Yeah."
It always starts the same way. You know what you should do? And I go, tell me.
I've noticed because there's quite a few you haven't done, right? Lizard and yeah, I've seen a couple few of them that you haven't touched yet. Well, the possibilities are endless, people.
Yeah,
He's
there's
running out of Alex Ross
that
books.
I just, for whatever reason, never got to take a picture of. So, rhinovirus. Love it. Boom, psh.
So let me ask you, what do you find yourselves? I mean, as artists, you just want to do this as long as you possibly can. I mean, you're like, until my hand can no longer hold a pencil or hold a pen. Are there ever times where you're just like, oh, I'm tired of doing this?
Yeah.
Why hey Joe, why don't you tell the story?
You know?
Joe, why don't you tell the story that like the 4-year plan that really kicked this off for you? Because it was cool. You were telling me in MegaCon that your wife like basically was like, all right, you're like, give me 4 years. Give me 4 years. And I just love that. So
Yeah, I did a corporate for 12 or 13 years, and it was good. I was good positions and all that, and I would come home and draw because I just wasn't happy at the end of the day. Driving an hour and a half to work every day, and it wasn't fun anymore. And so I decided that I was going to do something a little different, and I happened to go in my comic book shop, and at Comic Spot, Greg knows him, Mike, and he asked me, he goes, "Hey, like, you do graphic design, you do art." So he gave me some blanks, and he was like, "Hey, check this out. What you got?" I came back to him the next week, and he goes, "You can make some serious cash with this." So he got me all set up with CGC. This is before anything. Like, I didn't even collect comic books at the time at all. And so because of somebody gave me a little bit of persuasion and positivity on my artwork that was not family oriented, I said, you know what, this might be what I need to do. So in doing so, COVID happened, and I needed to find something different. And I told my wife, give me 4 years. Let me get to a point where I will be somebody. And I was determined to do it. And now here I am doing Turtle covers and Transformers covers and all in 4 years. So it's been a really weird transition. Let me tell you, working from a corporate structure to doing this. It's not at all. It's different. It's weird. That's what I tell everyone. It's honestly, to me, it's really weird. I can't put my thumb on it. I appreciate all the support and all that, and I love it. I really do. I won't go back to corporate at all. This is my calling, and it's just been such a crazy ride.
Life.
Thank you.
James and I talk about this. Life is fucking weird.
It is.
And it could be very positive, and it could be very negative. It depends how you take it and how you see things and how you interpret your own. I am in a crossroads. I was laid off, James, 2 weeks ago now, probably 2 Fridays ago, right? And I'm 52, and I'm like, my wife's looking at me. She goes, "What are you going to do now?" I'm like, "She's you going to go back to IT and be a manager, or do you want to get a higher position, or you just want to try something all completely?" I'm like, "Fuck, I don't know." And it's weird, and good for you to go, because you have that talent to go like, I think I could do something.
Like I said, I'm working in corporate. I've learned branding very well. So I branded myself as Doyle Comic Art. What's up, John? So everything is Doyle Comic Art .com, everything. And I just branded it. So I run a brand with me as the artist. This is kind of how I've set myself apart, I think, from a lot of artists because they don't have that experience. So I was able to kind of set myself on a different platform, if you know, as an artist, I think, because I haven't met any artists that have been kind of in my situation, I guess, with that background. So it's definitely unique. It works for me. I don't know if it'll work for everybody else, but for me, it seems to be working. So I'm just sticking with it.
It's almost.
Colton.
Oh, is it Colton?
Yeah.
I don't know who that is.
He's a musician.
Oh, okay.
It's almost like if I was to like do my voiceovers full time and get paid oodles of money just for me to do promotions and commercials and
Why not?
businesses and stuff like that. You know, it's
You put them, you do little bits and bots here and there, and you make them available for really cheap, and you see how many you could sell, and the more the demand comes, you can raise your prices and do more content.
yeah. I mean, it's
Not gonna do it overnight,
No. I mean, people use me now on IG, and I've noticed more and more people are like, "Oh, I saw you. I heard you do that live promo for the book. This and that. How much you charge?" And I have a set price on what you want and stuff like that. But it's, coming from corporate once again, it's kind of like, well, I don't know, right? Do I want to? It's tough. It's just really tough, especially when you're older. I know age is just a number, but let's be realistic. It is a little weird when you get older now. I have to go through the whole update the resume, gotta throw the fucking casting line out there, see what that is. And now I'm thinking to myself, why can't I just build shit in my garage like I like to do? Like the same way you came home from work and drew because that was your happy place. I like to make shit in the garage out of wood. That's my happy place. And I like to create. I like to make reels. I like to do voiceovers and all that shit. But it has to pay the bills, and we're all not as good looking as Greg to be an American gigolo. So, and that's how he makes his money.
What better time, Caesar? What better time to take advantage of a situation that you're in right now? You do a great job with the voiceovers, man. You have to reach out and grab it, bro. Reach out and grab it.
It is true.
Do some free voiceover work.
Oh, I do.
Some companies that sell rare and exotic wood and trade for some rare and exotic wood, and then go fucking work on it in the garage.
It is true.
To build your resume and work on your wood.
I do free. I offer free reels out there for credit show for live shows. I offer a free credit if anyone spends over $100, whatever, or get a free reel for me, which is fine because it just puts my name out there, right? And that's what I'm trying to do, but. It is. It's a weird world we live in, and it's we don't know where we're going to be. I never knew I was going to get a heart attack at the beginning of the year. So what the fuck do I know? We're all just here, just living the life. And
if I gotta say anything about that, if you had a heart attack at the beginning of the year, that just shows you right there you only live one life. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and do it, bro, do it. If you can financially do it, because the last thing you want to do is not have that voice and regret it in the future.
what sculptures that do a voiceover, right?
Bang.
Oh man!
I'm kind of curious about Kyle. I don't know what drove you into doing the mosaic style stuff.
Right, so I was doing collage work,
where
I would rip the comic pages out, put them on the canvas with wallpaper paste, and then paint a character.
Oh, okay. Yep.
You do something that gives new life to old water damaged or weather beaten comic books.
Yeah.
You're gonna get every motherfucker with a bunch of extra comics that are all messed up that couldn't bring himself to throw them away, coming out of the woodwork to give them to you. The next thing you know, you got a quarter of a room just full of comics to make art out of. Then the wife's gonna come in and she's gonna say, "You need to burn through these a little bit faster." And I thought, well, what can I do to burn through them faster? I can't paint 50 paintings a day, and I had this idea, if I could just cut them up and make a picture with the pieces, that would be cool. And I remember when I was in high school, there was a project where we had to make the different color construction paper into little dots with a hole punch and then make a piece of art out of that. I'm sure everybody had some version of that in their high school.
Yeah.
But that's what I thought of, and I was like, man, if we could do that with little round colored circles, what could we do with pieces of comic book pages? And I just started cutting up Spider-Man books because that's what I had the most of, and separating it by color. So I made like a pile of red and I was just sitting there watching Smallville, and next thing you know, I had recreated ASM 301 and watched 11 seasons of Smallville. Like, oh my God, and I had some. It was huge too. It was 24 inches by 36 inches. It was big, and I did 2 Spider-Man ones, and I didn't even the possibility of making that into a print or an art book wasn't even on my radar at the time. But I put the 2 of them. They were side by side, like on my kitchen counter. I got a picture of them, and I put it on Reddit, and it got voted to the front page of Reddit, which I didn't even know what that meant back then. I was kind of new to trying to use Reddit to market myself.
Sure.
And somebody messaged me. They were like, "I don't care what they cost. I need those."
Yes,
So
that's so cool.
And I sold them to him for what now? If I could get them back for what I paid for them, I could quadruple it. But at the time, I was like, "Oh my God, that's a lot of money,"
Right.
And shortly after, I made prints out of them, and the prints sold really well. And once I started to dabble in making, print media, comic books and whatnot, I came up with the idea to make an art book that shows you the process of how they're made. So I made the Mosaic Scrapbook, which is the book that you have encapsulated there. And it shows some of the pieces while they were in progress. It shows there's photos of the
That's so cool.
behind the originals.
Open
there's
it.
pictures of them.
Open it up
If
and
you look
show
at the
us.
back cover, it's a baggie. And the baggie has the pieces all cut up in it. See the back cover? That's a baggie. It's a Ziploc bag full of red.
Hold on, Jason. Oh, interesting.
Well,
Well, look at you, Kyle,
look at me.
making a making the
Oh,
world.
there it
better
is.
place.
There's the bag. Yeah, now I see it. That's cool.
Making the world a better place.
So
One ripped up comic at a time.
and now there's a copy of the ASM 301 one that exists in the wild that Todd signed not only the cover but the Batman 423 on the inside. He signed both of those pages, and there's a Superman mosaic inside the book, and that page was signed by Tom Grummett. So there's three times signed book. It's got a 9.8 at 2022 New York Comic Con, which is just
Awesome.
knowing that Todd has held that book in his hands, crazy.
That's
It-
freaking cool.
I love hearing stories of how we all got into this, especially for artists, right? Because you always hear the story of, well, ever since I was a kid, I was always doodling in school and stuff like that, and it kind of just transpired into bigger
For
things.
me, it should have been my brother. My brother Darren drew every day. He was very adept. He would have really done something with it. But, like a lot of people, he tucked it away into a pocket and he went off to boot camp. And when I was like 5 years old, I came across this folder of like a bunch of dossiers for all the kids, that my mom had. And I went into my brother Darren's because I wanted to know, him better, but he was gone in the boot camp. And I came across all these drawings so my mother had collected of his. And I started trying to, emulate his drawings. He did a lot of he would draw spaceships. So you're like looking at the top of a spaceship, so like the shape of a spaceship. And then the whole outline of the ship is just matched with these little turrets, like double gun turrets all the way around it. It was like this stupid little thing he did. And that gun turrets went on everything for a while. I went through that. But it was because it was trying to emulate my brother, who was a much better illustrator than I will ever be. So I could feel closer to him. That's why I started drawing.
It's about you,
Thank
Joe.
you for sharing that. That was cool.
How about you, Joe? What I mean, you've always been drawing since you were a kid?
Yeah, I've always been drawing. That's just been, ever since ever since. I was always like the best in my art class, kindergarten all the way up to like high school. It was just something I've always done. I've always taken an art elective in school.
We all have hidden talents, and obviously Kyle and Joe has their. What's your hidden talent? What's your hidden talent there, Greg?
OnlyFans.
I had a feeling.
Yep.
I mean, I said hidden talent. I didn't say hidden.
Let'sfinder.com.
That's on the other screen here. No.
Do you have one?
Yeah.
Greg? I know you have something. Greg. I mean, do you?
Hidden talent. That's a good question, man. I dabble. I dabble in a lot of things. I think that's no real hidden talent.
Well, that's the worst
You
answer
can
ever.
sniff out a Spawn collection like nobody's business.
He does have, but that's a talent. It's your
My
fucking
hidden talent is
collection.
spending a lot of money on comics.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure your wife likes that.
Really
talent
good
very
at
much. I'm too fat to be a starving artist. There you go. What about you, James? I don't think I ever asked you. What's your hidden talent? You draw, right? You draw. You dabble a little bit in the drawing.
Well, yeah, that though, but more importantly, it's my take on life. I think is really what it comes down to. People just gravitate and tell me stories, so I consume and absorb all those stories and try to put a positive spin. I've always done it from 5 and on. So I don't know if it's the oldest kid in me or whatever, but it is what it is, and I love it. So
It's very cool that each one of us have something to offer to the world. So all right, I want to talk about this whole thing we got going here with the JSA, the Justice
Black and
League,
yellow, black and yellow, black and
Justice
yellow.
Society. All right. So if you guys don't know, if you've been living under a rock, JSA came out, CGC came out with they introduced the new authenticated labels for signature. Me personally, I like it. It reminds me a little bit of the pedigree labels. The yellow is a little different, but I'm all right with it. What do you guys think of it?
I like it.
you do? Okay. I don't. I don't know. The whole slab. I don't know. The whole slab stuff is just kind of weird. I don't know I'm personally got a bad taste in my mouth after the whole CGC stuff and how they swept it under the rug and everything. They did a good job, but I don't know. I just feel like
What?
I kind of love where the community's going. Like Raws and CGCs are starting to come about the same price, and that's what I love more than all this stuff. So
For me, what's more interesting than the label is, I don't know if you guys remember a couple of years ago, CGC came out and said absolutely not to certifications, and it was asked multiple times in different places that CGC was, and they said absolutely not, we're not going to do it. And then of course, what was it, about 2 years ago, CGC got bought out, and obviously when you have a new parent company, they have new ideas, and obviously that was something that trickled down from them, is my thought. And it was a perfect partner because JSA is one of the biggest authentication services in the world. I didn't realize how many items I have authenticated right now by JSA, and it's going to be an easy transition for me anyway, and I'm sure that's the same way with a lot of collectors that already have a lot of JSA items.
Right. No, for me personally, I love the aesthetic of it. I love it. I think it looks super clean. I think it looks professional. I think it for an authentic, thing. I think it looks really good with the black. I mean, even the autograph up top is in cursive. It looks very clean. I think they did a really good job on it. As far as CGC and JSA together, I mean, I personally have no problem with it, but I've never really, again, I'm new to comics about 4-5 years this year. So I haven't really collected enough to really care if it's certified or not. Like, to me, it doesn't matter. I do it just because it keeps the book from, getting damaged and stuff like that. The grade to me, if I'm trying to flip something, yeah, obviously, but as far as, slabbing it, I mean, it's for protection of the book at the end of the day.
that's true.
I don't care if it's a 9.9 or if it's a 9.4. I mean, it's great, whatever, but it's about the book and the preservation of it, especially for me because I do original art. So I like to have original stuff in slabs.
What about you, Pat?
I can't help but think of all the people who are sitting in jail for drug charges because of dealing with weed, right?
Mm.
And then to turn around and then they make weed legal.
Yeah.
And that now there's a weed store on every corner. What about the dude who just served a year for simple misdemeanor weed? You know what I mean? So what about all the people who bought into the fact that CGC will never do authentication in that way, verification, with a computer or however they're doing it, and they stayed away from CBCS because CGC was they were the premier. They were tough. You're going to get in, you're not going to get one over on them. And now they've amassed these huge collections, and now it's, you know what I mean? There's a weed store on every corner. They're able to verify signatures with the computer system or however JSA does it. So I don't have a problem with them making a business decision. I have a problem with all the people and all the money that they spent slapping their entire collection with CGC and adhering to those very, very strict standards, strict rules, that now anybody can just go, send a book in. It's, I don't know. I can't really say anything negative as a facilitator for CGC. It's not cool.
No,
That brings up an interesting point about already graded green labels. You know what I mean? The books that were given green labels just because of the signature. I doubt they're going to give you a credit, but I know in the past they've done such things where they give you kind of a credit. That one of the things that they did, remember, they were doing a crossover. I don't know if you guys remember that, but if you had CBCS slabs and you sent it to CGC, they'd give you $10 off to get the crossover. That was a short run promotion they were doing. But do they do something like that with the green labels? Who knows? I don't know.
There was a cutoff date for. They used to accept the yellow label from CBCS, and they would maintain the pedigree of the signature if you would reholder it and have it graded over at CGC. Right.
I remember.
But there was a cutoff date, and the cutoff date was whenever CBCS started doing the verification.
Yeah.
With the computer, right?
Like 5 or 6 years ago, right?
Like, they're no longer going to be up to our standards. What will they now again be, because they're doing the same thing? You know what I mean? It's the water's going to be muddy, and it's going to be muddy for a while. So, and the market at the end of the day is what's going to dictate whether or not this was a smart decision. But being owned by who owns them, I sincerely doubt they're going to roll this out as a simple cash grab. They're rolling this out because they've crunched the numbers, they've polled enough people, and they feel confident that the influx of business will outweigh the gripes. And I hope that's the case for them. I don't want to see anybody fail.
Go ahead, Greg.
Sorry, I was going to say, I think it will, because JSA has such good footing in the industry already. If they would have rolled out their own service, I think that would have been a totally different, tune that they'd be singing right now. But with absorbing JSA, it's going to be different, I think.
I will say one thing. If I'm CBCS, I probably just changed my pants 3 times, because one of the reasons why people would go to CBCS is because they don't want a green label on their CGC. Right?
Yep.
I'm going to go to CBCS. They're going to verify my book, and that's it. I mean,
that was the standard
conversation. That was the standard. Right. Now, people are going to go, I didn't like CBCS to start with, but I didn't have a choice, and I wanted my book slab verified. Now they're going to go, I have a short box full of signed books that I think are authentic. I could just send the whole box basically to CGC, complete my OCD wall.
That happened this morning. I sold this one, which I picked up at MegaCon, signed by Greg Horn, since we talked about him earlier.
Shout out to Greg.
Yeah. And the person that bought it literally hit me up and said, I'm sending it to CGC because of the signing. That's the only reason why they bought that book, was because CGC made their move. And I was like, there you go. So
it's a game changer, people. CBCS is going to be like, well, what else can we do now? I guess that's it. Let's be quite honest.
What made me crazy is how creators are now charging a different price for their signature based on whether or not you're going to get it graded. But if you can get it authenticated and you don't need to have a verified witness signature, does that take all that money out of their hands? Are they going to?
I never thought about that. That's a good thought.
Be crying in the wind. I mean, I've taken money back. God bless him, he's the sweetest guy ever. But Alex Saviak told me one price, and I left, and I came back with a witness. He's like, "Oh, but a witness, it's a different price." And I was like, "Oh, well, all right. Well, you give me my money back then." And he looked at me like, "There's no way you're serious." And I was like, "Oh yeah, give me my money back. I'm not gonna."
Yeah. Wait. So you're saying is it going to affect the people who are charging for more to be witness? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, correct. Because you don't need a witness anymore. You just said
a lot of artists do that now.
Yeah. So that extra money that these guys are used to making for CGC, they can kiss that goodbye.
Right, because unless you actually want something that says, what does it say, CGC witnessed or whatever that thing.
Data card.
What
Oh, here it is. Yeah, I got it.
I've
So
heard that it's going to be $25 per book, right? Is that what you guys have heard?
$25 a book to get it verified. You're saying?
For the verification, yes.
A book or per signature?
Per signature, I think. Per signature.
Yeah. Right.
You kidding me? Oh,
That's right. That's right.
bro.
But wait, hold on. You said per signature? Is that what you said?
Per signature. So
But I read there was a 2 max.
let me preface this. The way that CBCS right now, it's $30 per signature, and then after that, or it's $30 for the first signature and $25 thereafter.
Okay.
That's what CBCS charges right now. I just pulled it up.
$30 for signature and then 25 per after.
Yeah.
How does that work? You crack the slab and then get it signed, and then how does that work? I'm a little confused.
I've never had, to be honest, I've had a lot of signatures verified by CBCS, but I've never done more than one at a time. And I've added, like I've had a book that had 4 signatures and added one. So I don't know exactly how they do that. If you send one in that has 5 signatures that needs all 5, I'm guessing they charge you per signature, right? I mean, I've never done it, so.
Oh, well, there you go, Brandon. So Brandon says 25 per authentication. You can also get the signature graded for 25. That is max of 2.
And this is what company we're talking about?
No, CGC.
CGC.
So you can only have 2 signatures. Max.
Maybe they'll only charge you for the first 2. What about those Skyline ASM 700s?
It has like
Right.
40 signatures on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone signed it. The mailman, the janitor, everyone's all signature on there. We'll
See,
say,
that way you just get a witness that you say that's when it's worth getting a witness at that point. Let me just say one thing. I think it's weird about the authentication of signatures. I think it's good and bad. Only reason why I say it's bad is because I know damn well my signature does not look the exact same every single time. And if it is
Stan Lee's, bro, what are you talking?
well, no, but they would have your signature on file, all your types of signatures on file, just like
shit,
McFarland.
we're gonna have like 100 freaking files then to sit there and cross-reference.
They scan every book.
Greg, which is the more rare McFarland signature, T. McFarland or the Todd McFarland?
Todd McFarland for sure now.
Yeah.
Because he signs everything T. McFarland anymore. Because it's just about him being fast. Because he does so many signatures now.
So,
he did T. McFarland in the 90s too. A lot of them.
So this is the one to go, right? This is the one we want.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Because I have
Todd Father style. When was that signed?
My way.
This was signed on 1/14/20.
Need a remark on there.
So he'll still do that. He still does the full signature. He'll do like 20 T. McFarlands and then just throw in one Todd McFarland, like the CBC events. So that's what everyone they wait for their books to come back. They're like, oh, I got a Todd signature, not just a T.
Yeah, it ends up on eBay.
Yeah.
Well.
And Caesar's gone.
Yep. Well, yeah. He
put it on autopilot and just.
He just took off.
What do we talk? What do we do now, guys? Like,
he went to list that on eBay real quick. He'll be back.
Well, that's funny. I thought my ASM 300 was no, but actually he put it Todd.
Look at that! Wow. What's that book called? ASM 300, huh?
That's from Golden Apple. Golden Apple 2011. Golden Apple 2011. So now, so now I could actually send this in because I didn't want to CBCS this. So now I can actually send this into CGC.
There you go, $25.
$25. There we go. I got to tell you guys, someone mentioned it earlier. What more can CGC do? They're doing pulps. CBCS is not doing pulps. The whole pulps thing that CGC dived into, that's a big one. That was a big one.
It says. What do you mean pulp?
The pulp magazines that they're
The-
grading. Pulp comics.
The
Or
thick,
the pulp,
thick ones.
the very thick ones, right? They're like magazine styles, if not. What is it, Greg? Is it like the same? I think it's almost the same size as the magazine size.
Yeah, they are. I think they
There
might be
it
a
is.
little bit bigger than magazine style.
Well,
Gotcha.
hold on.
Damn,
Let me see.
that's a
Yeah,
beast.
it's a beast. Yeah, look at that.
Look at
You
that
put
thing.
that by the front door. Someone's trying to break in your house.
Exactly.
What year is
that's where
that, James?
It's a fun book.
1941. So that's what they're doing.
So let's think about this. So they have pulps. They have now the CGC signatures. They had the witnessing and all that. I mean, CBCS,
Couple
they're like,
years ago,
well,
a meme was going around where you could get an encapsulated slab,
encapsulated.
bigger slab. And for a split second, the first time I saw it, I was like, that tracks. Like, I didn't even dawn on me for the first couple moments that was a joke. Because it looked up, whoever made that mock up, they did a really good job. And I was like, yeah, that's something they would do. You know, of course, it ended up being a hilarious joke. But whew, I didn't put it outside the realm of reason at all.
Well, at this point, nothing fucking surprises me. I'm not kidding. I mean, if they're going to start grading slabs based on no scuffs, no nicks, no scratches, no Newton rings, nothing like that, that's going to be the next step, right? Is, well, what grade is your actual slab? The book inside is a 9.8, but what grade is your actual slab? Is it a 9.9 or also a 9.8? So your slab will have so the book will have a number, and then the slab will have a number.
Yep.
I'm doing an event. Even Greg came to the Stowe event, I think. And
Yeah.
for that weekend, we ended up, somebody bought a Nate Melendez slab for $500, mind you. And it was a blank sketch cover that he had drawn. It was 9.8. And then they paid his remark fee to have him do a remark on the outside of the exterior slab.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just like what? And then they ended up like everybody that bought a slab subsequently followed suit. So between me and him, we probably painted on 10 slabs, painted a remark on the slab.
Now,
Crazy.
Now, that's hard for me. Now, I have seen people sign slabs because I guess they didn't want to open the book.
That's not hard for you, but the drawing is hard for you.
It's weird. I would be so fucking freaking out.
We thought it was weird, but you got to give the people what they want.
Well, and listen, if some dude asks you to sign and remark your slab, you're gonna be like, of course, I'll take a shit on it if you want me to. I mean, whatever he pays, you know. But I'm just
not
saying.
doing that. Yes.
I'm just saying. Well, then I'm in the wrong. I'm in the wrong business. The thing is that people want what they want, and you're going to give them what they want. So if they want their slabs, it's not your slab. You're just okay here. I mean, hand over the cash and I'll sign your slab. But for us, we're like, it's kind of weird. You know, we're signing a slab. God forbid you drop water on it or anything. You're like, well, that sucks.
Yes and no. I mean, think about it. If it's for a collector, you collect what you want, and that's what they want. You know what I mean? So,
right. And we always praise that as in this show. Collect what the fuck you want. If you don't like it, then don't buy it. Don't pay for it.
you got to think if they're doing something like that, they probably don't have the intention of reselling. They're probably collecting it for themselves.
That is true.
Yeah. And it's hard when you already have like a whole thing for like your slabs to be mounted, you know, and look really presentable in your office or wherever it may be. And then you want to add like more art to it without junking up your shelf. I'm looking at Kyle's here, how it's all clean, but it's like if you wanted to add more art to it on top of something, like why not get a remark on, you know, like he has this, look, you know, and granted it's not a
Venom.
it's not a CGC. It's not a CGC slab. But if it were a CGC slab and you didn't want to break it open, you could literally just get someone to go ahead and remark on top of here.
Right.
And you know what? It's his book. He's never going to sell it. So I get it. I will personally, I would never do it, but I understand some people why they would do something like that.
And that
Now-
needs a Joe Doyle on there.
Now, Brandon brought up a point. So Sideshow Collectibles will ship the statue in a second box,
They do.
so the original shipper doesn't get damaged.
Huh.
Right.
do.
So people who don't remove the statue out of the box, they like to keep it in the original packaging. And when they want to sell it, or if they ever sell it, well, how's the box look? Well, it's fucking pristine because it was
She
damaged
got
during
a hole
shipping.
sticking right through it like mine, but
You know, circling
It's
back.
crazy.
A little bit, I want to circle back a little bit. We were talking about CBCS, and obviously CBCS parent company is Beckett. One thing that we didn't, you were saying that CGC does everything now, and that includes they do sports cards, they do video games, they do VHS movies, and this is something they started doing since they got purchased to really become an all-in-one company, because Beckett is huge. You know, obviously CBCS is a very small, department of their much bigger business. They're one of the biggest sports card graders in the world, and CGC has made huge strides. I have probably a couple hundred CGC graded sports cards, and they've made big strides with on the resale market. People are starting to trust them a little bit, so it's kind of a big deal.
So there it is, CGC taking over everything.
They're
Yeah,
trying.
I mean, what's next for CBCS? Honestly, what's next? You just rely on the loyalists who just like CBCS, because I know that, like Brandon, for example, he loves and he thinks that the CBCS slabs are better quality. He likes them more than CGC. What's
Yeah.
next for CGCS? Do you think they're going to be changing their whole slab aesthetics?
They did that.
Oh, they already did it.
They did that.
Well, they've been doing it, right? Because we see the first generation, it's a fucking wafer thin slab,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
And it literally,
Stickers on top. Remember, they used to like peel the sticker on top.
Didn't they
It was
promise
pretty.
that the new revamped slabs that came out like a year and a half ago weren't going
They
to have
did.
any more Newton rings?
And they're nice.
See,
They're nice.
No Newton rings on them, right?
I don't see any more Newton rings on any of my books anymore.
so
All right.
they're making strides in everything. They're
Yeah.
just that's it.
So this is one of the newest ones, and I mean I don't know. They say no more Newton rings, right? So yeah, I mean I don't see any. On this.
Yeah. You see a lot of them on the black covers for sure, and I do a lot of dark stuff. So I used to get Newton rings, and then about it, what, Greg, you noticed this stuff probably more than anybody. I would say the last 2 years, I think Newton ring conversations online just kind of became obsolete, and I haven't heard anything anymore about it.
And the reason CGC finally did is because they were getting so many people sending book backs for they call them mechanical errors, and then CGC said no more of that. They're not doing that anymore, because they were replacing them for free for a long time.
Yeah.
But then they started charging a reslab fee if you wanted to.
It's supposed to be in there for posterity, but also display. And some of those Newton rings were horrible.
Oh, I agree.
Oh,
People are like telling you, put the suction cup on both sides and pull
that's
the fuck out of here with that.
you know what? It would work, and then once you remove the section, it goes back to being a Newton ring.
Yeah, it's like
It doesn't. Or what's the other one? Get a piece of paper, and you slide it in there. You do kind of these.
a thing, like a.
I tell you what, I give a shit. If I bought a book, the Newton rings, I'm one of those people that just don't give a shit about certain things. I want the book in a tomb. I'm perfectly fine with that.
Yeah.
Now, if I'm spending $15,000 on a book, yeah, I kind of would like it without Newton.
What are you going to do? Stick a piece of paper inside of it?
I'm gonna stick a piece. I'm gonna be like the Nintendo cartridge. I'm gonna fucking blow on it and then see if it doesn't, that kind of shit. Well, there we go. Good for you, Brandon. 8.0 Incredible Hulk. So that's the other thing. People don't like. There's people who we've had countless, I should say commercials, but countless talk about this. People who don't like slabs in general. So their answer is, well, don't fucking slab it. You don't have to worry about anything and just keep it raw.
When the whole reholder scam came to light. It was like their moment. They came out and they tore all their clothes off and they jumped on the back of a unicorn and raced to the top of a mountain to "I told you so" to everyone that they know. Oh my God, bro. It was yawn.
You know, a lot of those, I collect Golden Age books too, and a lot of those are the Golden Age collectors. They want to keep the book as is, as it was meant to be back in the 1940s, 50s. And my argument to that is slabs are a great way to conserve a book, to make it, some of these books that are brittle and falling apart. Like I collect Captain America comics. I don't have a whole lot of them, but all the ones that I have, I've slabbed because it preserves the book. They're falling apart. They're brittle pages. These books are 70 years old now. So
that's it. Yeah, no.
And that gets to the whole point
It's history.
that I was talking about earlier. Like at the end of the day, I can give two shits about the grade. Like if it's an original sketch or it's an old book, I mean, by all means, if you want to get an old book to read, either get it digitally or get like a beater copy. Not these clean books that, I mean, it is part of history at the end of the day. I know it sounds corny, but we all could agree at some point we're collecting to keep it, in good. I mean, Caesar, you wouldn't have all those books back. Caesar.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have all those books back there if you weren't trying to like preserve the book, right?
I have all these books because I like, in my memory, in my mind, I preserve history, and that's why. That's why
exactly what I said before
yes.
you put your. So yeah.
I preserve. I'm more of a Silver Age. I have a couple slab moderns, but I want to be able to preserve a book from 1965 as much as I can and as long as I can. Things
You're taking
happen.
them to your grave. Remember, they're going to open the casket and you're going to have the voiceover with all your
James
books.
and I had a conversation about it. They're gonna hit the tombstone button. It's gonna be my voice saying, "Fuck you! I took them all home." Right. So it's gonna be all of that. It's gonna be, "Don't bother digging. They're not here." So I just like what Greg was saying. Why wouldn't you want to preserve a Golden Age Captain America book from the 1940s?
Yeah.
It's just,
You're gonna read it. You're gonna pull it out and smell it. Like, come on.
yeah. And there's countless people. I sit there and I read my book. What, with fucking white gloves, and you want to smell the 1940s? Relax, dude. Just read the damn digital book and do what you. Or you know what? I don't give a fuck what you do. It's not my book. If you want to sit there and put oil stains all over a book from the 1940s, knock yourself out. I don't care. This is what I do. If you don't like it, shut the fuck up.
More.
It makes my book technically worth more. So now that CGC is doing this thing, like I bought this in an auction for like $15, and nobody touched it, but it has Perez's signature on there. I could now send this over to CGC, and then our buddy John Jang I love this. This is one of the love this, and he signed this a while back at DenverCon.
That's awesome.
And now we can do this, right? So kudos to CGC for finally getting on the trolley, and doing this right. And my voiceover from the casket. Well, trust me, maybe onto something. I could do voiceovers for people on their tombstone. You just push
you go to nursing homes, you just go get all their recordings and sell it to the families when they go, and just be like, "Hey, I actually got a recording of the loved one," and then sell it back to the family.
Yeah. There you go.
Death and taxes, great place to make money.
That's right. So we talked about movies. So are we all getting more excited? So when is this Deadpool Wolverine shit coming out? Next month?
July, right?
Oh,
yeah.
June.
Yeah.
Is it June? July? June? I don't know. It's in the next couple months.
I gotta work that day.
All right, hold up.
We're all excited, right?
Pumped.
Yeah.
When we figure out when it comes out.
I'm interested to see the angle that they're gonna do. I've heard some rumors. I'm like, I'm excited.
There's always been rumors about.
I'm gonna wait for it to hit Disney Plus.
You know what? I mean, you guys know
Everything
me.
will be.
I don't go to the theaters anymore,
Spoiler.
but this will be.
Like, unless I'm at a con when it comes out, I'm like in Charlotte for Heroes, and like we don't have anything going on, and a bunch of us go. Like, there's no way like here in Green Cove Springs, Florida, I'm gonna go. All right, I got to see this movie and drive 12 miles to the theater and go watch it alone. It's not a thing that's gonna happen. I'm gonna watch it with my cat in my house on my screen TV.
What, Kyle? What movie would get you to the movie theater?
Terminator versus RoboCop, bro. When is it happening? I need it.
Never.
Boom.
Unfortunately.
We thought. I remember Freddy versus Jason. We thought that was never going to happen, and it finally did.
That is true. It did.
It's classic.
It was so bad.
You know.
We wanted it so bad. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't a great movie, but I remember wanting that movie so bad when they.
It was worse than Greg, too.
Greg, what was your favorite scene in that movie?
The one when the end scene came down, credits started rolling. It was bad. That was
one of those movies when the dude was like a boxer and he tried to square off with Jason and he punched his head right off his body.
You know, I haven't gone to a movie since Guardians of the Galaxy 3, and this Wolverine movie is going to make my badass go there. And
July 25th.
July 25th. Now, I'm not a first person in line movie opening guy. So I'll wait
at the theater.
What's that?
I don't think they have lines at the theater anymore.
The hell they don't. Why wouldn't they have lines in the theater?
I think you
just had a line.
Are you saying they don't allow it anymore?
No, I think you just walk in now. Right? You get your
little digital thing and just walk straight in.
I'm not hip. I mean, I'm still fucking. You know, I don't know what's going on. I'm still waiting for the little cartoon to come out. Let's all go to the lobby. Yeah. So yeah, we're all gonna go. I know Kyle's saying I'm gonna wait for it to come on PBS.
He's gonna go. He's out making anything.
Kyle's
gonna go, bro.
Okay. And Kyle's like, you stay, I'm gonna go.
Last movie I saw in the theater was when The Cure had that theaterized concert.
Wow, when was that? 87?
2022, 2021.
I don't know. I'm not hip. So, okay. So, Greg, you're going to go to the theaters, right? Wow, even you, huh?
What?
I'm going to see The Crow in the theaters. I will definitely be seeing The Crow in the theaters.
But you're not going to see Deadpool and Wolverine?
Oh, Pennywise is playing The Crow.
Pennywise, right?
Yeah. Pennywise, yeah. Skarsgård.
I'm pumped about it. I think it's going to be awesome.
What a talented family, though. Shout out to the Skarsgårds.
Shout out to the Skarsgård. We got the father. We got Tarzan. We got Floki from Vikings. If you don't watch Vikings,
there you go.
See Floki.
Caesar, I also wanted to say, you guys were talking about what was that? The last. What the heck's the name of that? The last
Ronin?
No, not the last Ronin. The
Samurai?
Kind of like Vikings. The Last Kingdom.
The Last Kingdom.
Yeah. Oh, I watching Bryce Myers in it.
Oh, you're watching it?
I watched it all. It's really good.
Oh, Last Kingdom.
Last Kingdom's good. I never saw the last season.
Fucking good.
I need to see the last season of the Last Kingdom.
It is fantastic. You gotta close the loop. You gotta watch it.
I will say, stop after the last season. Do not watch the movie. It's trash.
Yeah, I did watch the movie. It entertained my ass.
The movie was not good.
But after watching Vikings, I spoke like Floki for a good week. My wife was fucking killing my ass. She was just like, "Can you stop?" I'm like, "But why? Why should I stop?" I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking moron. Oh God. Okay, so The Crow. Let's talk about The Crow real quick. Many people already said, I feel like I saw the whole movie because I saw the trailer. And the trailer was like 2.5 minutes long. Right? They're probably going to show all the good parts in the trailer and then leave us all hanging for the action.
If those are the good parts.
Those are the good parts. Now,
I don't know why they do that.
We talked about this before. Two things. They should go back to doing trailers down to a minute. Exactly what it used to be back in the old days. Makes you wanting more. Makes you excited for the movie instead of a 2.5 minute movie trailer, which they basically show you a good portion of the movie, and it's just I hate it.
Yeah. But what if they don't? Yeah, that's not always.
Or just don't show a trailer at all.
Hey man, don't you remember the Infinity War or the trailer where you see the Hulk running with everybody and it wasn't even in the movie? Like they're trolling us now, you know?
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. So Brandon apparently,
So Brandon has feelings, and I'm
So,
curious.
Yes.
Right.
Brandon
You were
will
watching
be the
the
first
rest of
in
the
line.
world. Their brain melted when they saw that trailer. They're like, "That's not my Crow." So, how did you feel? 'Cause
Yeah.
I know you're a big Crow fan. Were you up in arms, you know, a little bit about it, or did you say, "Hey, you know, let's see what they bring"?
You know what? I want a fresh take on it, but I think they shouldn't have used Eric Draven. I really do think they should have just retired Eric
They use
Draven.
that name for the brand awareness. Huh? They should have used one of the other iterations of the Crow because there were so many.
Yeah, exactly. They could just, why not use just a different Crow? Why retap? And Eric Draven for me is always going to be Brandon Lee. You know,
Yeah.
and that's what got me into it. So I'm still open minded about it. I mean, it's a great actor they picked for it. It seems like James is on board with it. So
I'm not hip. How many crows are there, as in characters to play the crow?
3.
Oh, there's at least 4.
there's 4 that I know of, but I mean, obviously it could be
3 anybody.
like Spawn. It could be endless. You know, who knows?
Yeah.
They can keep
So
adding to it, which is a good part
Yeah,
about it.
it's a mantle. It's not a singular character.
Well, the other thing
Crows
too,
are-
Greg and I talked about this. Like
It's a
now
power. It's a power.
with this
okay,
whole
so you're the crow, so anyone could be the crow.
Just like
right?
the
And-
Spawn. There's more than one. There's medieval Spawn. There's ninja Spawn.
And justice needs to be, handled.
Gotcha. But Eric Draven's the original.
From the first
Well,
one, yeah, from
the first
the Crow 1 in the Caliber Presents, yeah.
Well, Greg and I were talking the other day, and it's like, you know, with this whole multiverse thing that every movie's jumped on. I mean, what's to say that it's just not another universe that happens?
That's where my brain's going with it.
And you know what? I'm totally cool with that. I mean, yeah, they're never going to replace Brandon, but if it's a whole different universe, then I guess do it. I mean, you know, it's not the same one, so you can't say that they're copying it.
I got to be honest. I don't give a shit as long as I'm entertained. I don't give a shit.
I just hope it has a good soundtrack, because that's what made the first one. Not
Well,
only Brendan, but Trent Reznor.
I
crushed
played
that.
the living shit out of that soundtrack. It was
Really?
90s. It was 90s grunge at its best.
That a good soundtrack.
STP. I played that song over and over again. I mean, it was a really good soundtrack, and
Yeah.
it's actually known, believe it or not, that movie is known more sometimes for the soundtrack than the actual movies. For those who,
It's one of the best soundtracks. And to answer Brandon, yeah, I don't think that James had anything to do with the creatives on this movie, but he didn't shoot it down either. You know what I mean? So
now there's been talk about Transformers.
he's still
Transformers G.I. Joe movie, right? There's been a talk that they're finally going to commingle in the movie. Now, is this something? What do you guys think? Are we looking and we're like, yes, we want to do? That's what I'm waiting for.
Why not? Why not? Let's see it. They're pulling out all the retro stuff anyways. Let's
What are
see
you
it.
talking about? What movie?
G.I. Joe and Transformers.
Oh, the crossover.
I'll watch
Yeah.
it.
Let's go.
I'll watch it. I mean, I'm not like sitting here praying for it, but let's watch it. You know.
So that it's obvious that the industry now is, and we're going to be talking about this in a couple shows because we're going to have a toy show next week of retro toys, and then we're going to have the video game retro talk in a couple with this fool right here. They are so tapping on the adults who live the nostalgia times, and they're just hoping for them to go to the theaters. And now that they watched them as kids or teenagers, and now they have money as adults, and they want to go see it again or see the revamp just to get the feelies again, right? And
Yeah.
also to kind of compare it, so they can come out of the theaters going, "That's nothing like the original." Well, no shit, dumbass. It's not going to be nothing like the original. They're
Yeah.
not doing a word for word, shot for shot. I mean, if they did, that'd be interesting. But I think The Crow is going to be what it is. I think you're going to come out going, it's to me, a very good movie is one that you'll watch more than once.
Yep.
That's my
Very few.
That's my litmus test, right? There are a few. Lord of the Rings trilogy, all day, every fucking day, I'm in. Star Wars, see, Greg's, you're not in for that, huh?
They
No.
ever made a movie that was word for word?
No, but
The
that
source
would be
material?
cool. That would be super cool. That'd be super cool if they did something like that.
What, like just
I
shot
think-
for shot?
Yeah, I think that Silence of the Lambs was word for word. For the
Aren't the Disney remakes, the ones they do, the live action, don't they do them pretty much word for word too? Or no?
That's tough to do. I mean, well, I guess I do.
Pretty damn close. And the original ones were definitely doing it as they've gotten away. And they're not going to, they're stopping that. Disney has talked pretty heavily about stopping doing the live action remakes. Even the
Yeah.
Moana 2 is no longer a live action. It's going to be animated. So,
I
Go
want
on.
to see live action Silence of the Lambs.
I didn't like, what was the third one? Was it Hannibal? Was the third one for that whole trilogy? the
Hannibal
whole
Rising, wasn't it,
series?
or something like that?
Hannibal Rising or something like
What, the television show?
No, the movies that they made.
Hannibal. Yeah, there was Red Dragon, Silence of the Lambs, and Hannibal.
Red Dragon.
The television show was awesome.
Yeah, I've only seen the first few episodes.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
No, I think it was Red
no,
Dragon. But I gotta admit, they're running out of ideas now. They've been talking about, so it was just announced not too long, I think last week, that they're finally moving ahead with the He-Man live action movie. Now, when I first saw the trailer for the one they did in the 80s, I popped the tall boy and everything. I was excited as shit being the He-Man kid. Saw the movie and I said, what the hell is this shit? Even as a kid, I remember going, this is horrible. And
it was so bad it was good at the time.
I'm just so hoping that whatever they do with it, and they want to do a Thundercats.
Why would they even?
Because he was a superstar back then. Like,
Dolph
Lundgren?
They were all
Yeah.
Yeah, Dolph Lundgren was He-Man.
like an Olympic gold medalist, wasn't he? Wasn't he Olympic swimmer?
No, well, he beat Rocky.
Well, Rocky. Yeah.
We did.
He didn't beat Rocky. He beat-
Drago. Ivan Drago. We're talking about the actor.
Oh, okay. You mean they're not the same person?
They're not interchangeable, sir.
But I really do think that if you're going to make a Thundercats movie, make it good. If you're going to make a He-Man movie, make it good. Enough for us to come on movies and go, hey, that wasn't too bad, because we don't want to come on movies shaking our head going, oh, another one. Like for example, once they finally do a Miles Morales movie, it better be fucking good, and it better not be made by Sony.
Yep.
Wow, that's a kick right there. Made by Sony.
Yeah.
We get a live action Mask movie.
People F that up all the time. MCU. Dude, that's a
cartoon?
Sony movie.
Yeah, remember Mask?
Yes, I remember Mask. That was horrible.
Mask is awesome.
I hope that they do a series. I mean, if you think about it, there's no real good movies anymore because all of the talent has gone to TV series, Netflix, and look at Mandalorian, and they do these series that they can really tell a story over seasons and multiple episodes, and they're getting away from just that 2-hour movie, and that's why I think they're rehashing so many movies because all the real talent has left movies. They left it behind.
Well, look at what they did with Mandalorian, right? I mean, it was genius how they made Mandalorian, and then they made the Book of Boba Fett, and then now they're all putting it all together into well, they were going to make a movie. I think now they're transitioned it to a series, right?
They should.
What, the Mandalorian movie? I thought that was going to be a movie.
I think they talk. I want to say that they went ahead and they said that they're going to turn it into a season because there's just too much with Thrawn and all that. I may have read something different, but I thought that they decided to do against the movie. Maybe I may be wrong. I don't know.
I tell you what, man, it would be pretty interesting if they made a movie of Grogu and the Mandalorian because I don't know, because the TV shows are so good. I don't even think I want a movie. Just give us another TV show.
Just keep
Give us another
keep it
series,
there.
7 episodes.
Yeah,
That's
it's
5 hours of content. That's way better than 2 hours
How about?
trying to put everything in one.
Are they doing another Obi-Wan?
Yeah, well, I liked Obi-Wan, and I from what I understand, they just finished wrapping up Andor. for the second season, which I loved.
Yep.
Andor.
I haven't watched it.
Yes, I know, Greg. We have to wait. So and then I think they are going to do an Obi-Wan because it was pretty popular.
It was
and
really
and for me, it had one of the best scenes with him and Vader. Again,
Yeah.
when they met, and for me, the scene, the split helmet,
Yeah.
where his voice is going in and out from Anakin to Vader. It was like it gave me goosebumps when I saw that.
Mhm.
Shit. 'Cause I'm
Checked
a
all
Star
your
Wars.
boxes, huh?
What's that?
Checked all your boxes, huh?
Oh, it checked all my boxes, baby.
I know.
It fucking checked them all.
If
And
Greg,
it checked my boxes, and also
more-
checked my boxers as well. It checked my boxes and boxers. How's that? So, yeah, Andor is great. So Obi-Wan, I think the only one that's kind of the if was probably Book of Boba. And if they do that, they're going to probably learn from all their mistakes, which is basically all the episodes,
Yeah.
right? Because that one was so underwhelming. And let's be honest, all of us were probably looking for that the most.
Fist bump.
Because Boba Fett, he's the most badass character that came out of Star Wars.
Which is crazy because he didn't even do much. That's the funny
He
thing.
didn't do anything. He just nodded, and he just did a lot of this.
It's awesome. It's so awesome what marketing for a character that did jack shit. I mean, it's awesome. It's hilarious.
For me, my favorite Star Wars character was always since the newer movie came out, Darth Maul. He wasn't in very many.
Oh,
Greedo, yeah.
Yeah.
I love Darth and Ray Park.
Darth Maul.
He was such an underused character. So underused. I'm so pissed about that because
Darth Maul. When they made
Ray
Darth Maul,
killed it.
When they made Darth Ray. Thanks, James. When they made Darth Maul, they weren't anticipating the marketing of Darth Maul when they made it. Because they wouldn't have, if they knew they had gold, they would have kept them on probably for another whatever,
movie.
Right, or future movies. Not kill him off in the first one because he was such a badass.
And he was so mysterious, like you said.
Never spoke.
Yeah,
never spoke.
Nope.
And he has the first time he had the double saber.
Oh, that was so good.
It was just I remember seeing.
His face is just a badass.
Yeah. And like with the horns, like he was just well rendered.
Crane cover. Is that a crane cover?
No, it's not a crane. I actually don't know. It's not crane though.
That's not crane.
Darth Maul was. I remember when I saw Phantom Menace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
We all saw it because that was the very first one that came out. Everyone was jonesing. All of us were jonesing as adults to watching new Star Wars. And people shit on it. I didn't mind it. I don't care. I could watch that race scene a lot over and over again. If you ever watch it in surround sound, it sounds fucking badass.
Oh, sure.
All the sounds, the different. If you notice, each vessel has a different engine sound, and that's the coolest thing when it flies right by you. It's awesome. Anakin's a douche. Anakin's a douche. I get that. Apparently, he's a douche as an adult too. So when Darth Maul first came out, weren't we all just?
Greg is like, can I just come back? I'm like,
what happened? What?
Greg's expressions about Star Wars is just like cool.
Yeah.
But it was the Anakin's a douche. He was a kid, man.
No, but he's a douche now.
I just read a thing where
that guy,
you just got called out, dude.
wrote a letter
You know what? I
giving
don't
him
care.
for leaving such a shitty review.
He was a douche kid. He was a douchey kid, and he became a douchey adult apparently. So
He was in, Jingle All the Way too. Remember that movie, Jingle All the Way with Arnold?
he was on that.
Mm-hmm.
Who was it with? Greg, I didn't hear you.
Arnold.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Oh,
Okay.
Arnold.
But anyways, it's one thing I gotta admit, I'm not into the Lego movies because I saw that, Josh is mentioning the Lego verse. The only one I saw was the Batman one. I can't get into the Lego movies. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's a little too kidsy for me. Even though it's very adult humored, I just can't get into that animation.
My kid plays the games, but that's about the only exposure I've had.
Oh,
Jar Jar. Oh, Jar Jar so bad. All right, guys. Well, look at that. Already 2 hours. Just like fucking that. So
Yeah. Wow.
it's crazy,
It's
man.
a thing that exists in the world now.
What's that? Time.
Video is a thing that exists in the world now.
Yeah.
Well, unless he hits cancel and doesn't
Talk
upload
about
it.
leaving a legacy, guys. Am I right? Am I right?
What's the legacy?
2 hour
Explain.
Douchey kids?
That too.
This is going to
That's-
grow up to be a douchebag of a podcast.
Oh my gosh.
Well, apparently.
You guys ever seen that Michael Jordan meme that says "fuck them kids"? You guys never seen that?
No.
No.
I'm gonna see it
I was
now.
thinking we could make a Caesar meme the same.
Oh,
I will say one thing. Listen, apparently when he got older, Anakin, whatever his fucking name is, he said he burned all his Star Wars stuff because he the
Anakin.
guy who played Anakin, the actor, the kid. When he grew up, he was like, I want nothing to do with Star Wars. He burned all his stuff. He wants nothing to do with it, and I don't know. He got into trouble. I don't give a fuck.
They got DUI and all that stuff.
DUI.
Well, you got to remember too, like everyone. You got to remember there hadn't been a movie, Star Wars movie, in so long, right? And it's like everyone who is a hardcore fan, we were so excited about.
Jesus.
We were all excited. What happened? I didn't even read the comment.
No, well, you can see it.
Okay.
No,
no.
Really.
So, anyways, everyone's all excited about it. But the kid got so much shit about the movie sucking, which is, let's be honest, being 9 years old, being in Star Wars, wouldn't you be stoked about that shit? And all you get is
are you kidding me?
reviews.
How did the Jar Jar actor not get bullied off a cliff, bro?
But
That's the thing.
Yeah, but you don't see. The thing is, you don't ever see his face. He could walk the streets and no one know he was Jar Jar, unless he goes to Starbucks and goes, please. You know?
He's the one latte.
right, but that's the thing that really, I think, really haunted him, is because everyone, like, that's why what's his face, Christian Haydenson, I think that's why he kind of disappeared for a while too, for being the whiny Anakin. Which, I'm sorry, if you're an actor and they tell you to act like that, like, clearly it was okay by somebody, or else they would have said do it again, retake. But that was what they wanted. That's what they left in the movie. Not really his fault. He was told to do that. He's an actor. So I think, in my opinion, I mean, I kind of feel sorry for those dudes who,
I mean, look at Kylo Ren as a character. He's just a whiny bitch.
But that's
Just
but if that's what
throwing, force wielding bitch.
But
if they wanted a badass and they did that, don't you think they would be like, no, dude, did you not read the script? We wanted badass. It was clearly written that way, or else they would have not kept it in the movie. There would have been reshoots, right?
You're basically saying that no. If they wrote Kylo as a Darth Vader-esque character, he'd be pretty bad. I liked Kylo. I thought he was a badass.
There was a lot of.
I get the whole whiny daddy issues and
Little bitch.
he's a little bitch, as Kyle likes to put it.
no Darth Maul.
It's how it came off, which I think was kind of sad, because there was, I mean, you're trying to portray this whole new character to be like a Darth Vader figure in this new trilogy, and that's the best you come up with. Like, Darth Vader was badass from the beginning. I don't know. There's a lot of there's a lot of things that I mean, we all question that, except Greg, but you know.
Greg doesn't question anything.
It's okay.
Listen, bottom line,
We'll be better. Who knows?
They're going to be supposedly going to make another Star Wars, and we're going to see how that goes. And speaking of Star Wars, I am looking forward to The Acolyte coming out in June on Disney Plus. That looks fucking badass. And when you have Carrie Moss from The Matrix in it playing a character, I'm in. I'm fucking in. You know, anything she does, I'm pretty much.
Yeah. No,
So
there's a lot of new, like, what was the one we were talking about that they're making the season 2 for it?
Andor.
So I watched the first 2 episodes of Andor.
Mm-hmm.
I loved how
hard to get into.
It's hard to get into, but like, I love how you're basically seeing like an everyday life in the Star Wars universe that's not Empire Rebel, like direct. Like, it's kind of cool to see the lifestyle of what's going on. I don't know. I like that kind
ended
of
up
stuff.
being my favorite season of any one of these Star Wars.
No, it was.
Which one? Which season?
Andor.
Andor.
And Andor is a slow burn.
Really hard for me to get in the first
was.
couple episodes. I
No,
was like,
Andor is a slow burn. Don't expect
Bro,
action.
I've heard that a lot of my life, but it never really got any better. This really was a slow burn.
Yeah.
And it was so good. It was so good.
Oh, what
I-
about one where I forget the guy's name, the bad guy, when he has that one whole speech before they like split ways towards the end.
Mhm.
I forget. Yeah, that was a moving speech. There's some good parts in that show for sure.
Because it was well written, and this is the reason why. And people have been kind of saying a little bit shitting on me a little bit. Is
Wow.
thank you, K Dog.
Yeah.
This is why I don't have you on the show, K Dog. So the thing is that I loved Shogun, the Hulu show that just finished. Loved it because the acting was fantastic, the writing was fantastic, and there was not very much action, being a movie set in Japan. But damn, I'm good. I love me some good acting, good written TV shows. We live in a society where people want fucking Michael Bay shit exploding every 4 minutes, and then the movie's over, and they're like, "Oh, so good." And if you really look at it, it was a piece of shit because it's all action.
We
and
all
no stuff.
Yeah.
What's that?
I think people's tastes are a little more diversified than you're giving them credit for.
No, everyone sucks. People are weird.
And that's why he's the host. Everyone sucks. Fuck off.
You know what? People are weird. They like what they like, but as long as this is the way I see it. As long as they enjoy what they enjoy and try not to influence others by telling you how much it sucks, I'm all right with it. I liked a bunch of movies that people can't stand, and a lot of people like movies that I'm like, you need a lobotomy.
Well, my favorite is before the movie actually comes out. They say how much it sucks, and I'm like, I'll go back to Dark Knight because Heath Ledger was supposed to be the absolute worst Joker we'll ever have in the universe of every Joker ever out there, and look what happened with that. Like, I don't understand why people hate before the movie comes out. It doesn't make
Josh.
I feel like that's the stupidest thing you could ever. How is it?
No, yeah. People who judge movies on a 2-minute trailer.
Yeah, it's. Not,
I get it. Black Catwoman might be my only.
I mean, tell me your life in 2 minutes. I'm sure it'd be like a shitty story.
You can't
Well,
judge
not really. It'd be pretty good.
unless
You
you're
can.
on Pornhub.
The last 2 minutes are always the best.
So do we take turns thanking
Thank
Greg
you.
for allowing us to be on the screen at the same time as him, or do we just like yell it out in unison?
What's that? What'd you say?
What's the matter with you?
I don't know.
So, Josh, just to answer your
Be
question.
on the camera at the same time as you, Greg.
You guys should not have been on the cameras at the same time. You guys should have been in separate rooms.
We should have been in separate rooms.
What? Why? We're carrying the weight
I
here.
just want to see Joe's reaction. Josh, just to let you know, Shogun it's comparable to the one from the 1980s. It's two different styles. It's not
Okay.
comparable. Not comparable at all. So before I like mofos lost my train of thought because we're already running over. Oh yeah, movies. You're right. So there's tons of movies that I don't like and people like, and that's the cool thing about humans, that we all like different things, right? Some people like slabs, people like raws. Some people like indies, others like the big three. Whatever it is, spend your money. It's not ours. Like what you like, but at least give everything a fair shake. That's what.
And buy this book.
Yeah, and buy this Transformers if you
buy
read
this Transformers book.
Our universe number one, Joe
Number
Doyle
one.
exclusive.
CowabungaComics.com.
Yeah. There we go.
You're welcome.
I tell you, what does it say here? Where did you get the comic stand, gentlemen?
So the comic stand is from
Stand
Stand
It
It Up Comics. This is the first of its kind. Him and I both put this together. Him and I have worked on a lot of different designs.
Change the mode. Hit a
So,
button.
yeah. Let me hit some of the buttons. It's pretty dope. You get
Woo!
Love buttons.
it's just there's buttons everywhere on this thing. I mean, shit, I don't even know what to do.
It might transform.
It
Sure.
could, I'm hoping. I didn't tell him to do that to the
Joe,
stage. It could very well.
Does it have a button that does the Transformers sound?
No, it doesn't. But we could tell him the 3.0 version of this. But
Oh yeah.
no, so I told him I wanted something for my booth whenever I have my book up on the table where it shines, but where I could change it up to whatever I want to, because I will have more Transformers covers this year. I'm looking to have something that we can change. I mean, you got the cable back here. You know, you can feed it in there and hide it. I mean, he did a hell of a job with this. It's really
freaking cool.
It's really cool.
And look what happens when you take the book out.
Bam!
Oh,
Damn.
oh.
See,
Yeah,
that
he could print out whatever character for the backing, which is pretty cool.
see, Joe, yeah, that's the idea. I'm the idea guy. That's why every time you remove the book, it makes the Transformers sound that you see Optimus Prime right now.
We didn't have to spend a lot of time selling the book here on the channel because he did such a good job. The book really is selling itself. It is. By all means, go on there and grab a copy if you have.
Yeah, how did it go today?
When he has these on his booth, it shows he's going to kill it.
Yeah, no, killer. I've been doing Transformers remarks all day today. I think I've done a total about like 12 or 15 or some shit.
You did 10 for me alone.
Yeah. We've been knocking these out of the park. Remarks I got for $50. You guys seen the remarks? They're not not noodles.
They're not the remarks of yore.
You like that one, huh?
Yeah.
But no, I mean it looks great. The color, I mean, if we had a better camera, you could see it, but it's the colors on the book came out just like the screen. I mean, it's a very beautiful book. I would say out of all my covers I've done, I think this is probably my top 2, maybe 3 covers that I've done. I'm really proud of it. Really proud of it.
Let me show you this. This is
real quick shout out to Sean Lee. He's my color artist, by the way. He brought this to life. Wish I had the black and white. Actually, you know what, Caesar? If I send it to you, you can show it.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. Let me show you what we're working with over here.
Listen, guys. This
Look at that.
The remark alone is worth.
Here,
let me
Caesar. I'm going to go ahead and send you two photos here.
Yes, sir.
All right, sent those. Show those off. That's what the remarks are looking like.
Make sure it's not the feed pics one.
No, that's in a different folder.
Okay, cool. You're sending to my messenger?
Messenger. Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I got to tell you guys, stands have come a long way. Even fucking stands have come a long way. Jesus.
But it's so cool.
You're going to have to do a whole episode because there's going to be some stand drama that you're going to be hearing in the next.
Yeah.
It's going to be the battle.
Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if it's what I think.
Battle of the Stands. I like that.
You heard it first. I'm Kurt Loader, MTV News.
So that's what my $50. That's what my $50 remarks are looking like for this book. At least for the launch.
What I like is you got the forehead ratio pretty good.
Thank you. It's not Venom, so
There you go, gentlemen. Get a remark from that guy.
Well done.
Caesar,
well done, Joe.
Thank you. I sent you the pencils as well. The pencils are I think you can zoom in on that too because it's a high def file.
Oh, look at that. Now that's pretty good. Yeah. All right, hold on. Let me show you kids over here what I got cooking. Oh yeah.
Yeah, the details on the pencil. It's just
cool.
It's a cool piece, bro. It's such a cool piece.
I
love it, and I hate saying that about my own work, but but once you look at the details of this thing, it's pretty cool. It's the
reflections. You're always good at the reflection stuff on the metal.
Yeah, I love it.
Cool, man. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a Transformers guy, but I do appreciate good art. And we got two.
Friend Joe Doyle, thank you.
Yeah, no, thanks for having us for sure, guys. I mean, it's a
pleasure. I tell you what, though, gentlemen, where can people buy this book?
So this book will be available on Cowabunga Comics. Is it just cowabungacomics.com?
It is.
Yeah, cowabungacomics.com. He'll have those on there. He's got remarks of mine that will be on there as well. And if you want to come check it on my page, it'll be on there too. But it's Kyle's exclusive. So
Doyle
check
Comic Con
out.
on all platforms. I think you might even have a Snapchat, ladies.
Maybe.
Oh.
Yeah,
And you never know. We can't discriminate. We're all equal opportunity podcast. All right, very good. Let's see. Who else are we going to? All right. What about you, Greg? What do you got going on, my friend? What are you selling?
Same old stuff, man. Got more Spawn coming in, going out.
Shocking.
Very
One of those exclusive tools.
Oh yeah, the Spawn exclusive. Your first exclusive.
You got
Yeah,
one?
I did.
Right there on the left side of his desk on the bottom.
Yeah, I do have some down here.
He wants you to share it, Greg.
One of them. This.
I was only there last week.
That was 77, right? First Redeemer.
Yep. So this is the very first exclusive I did with
yeah,
Miran.
Look at that.
And, we've done 2 now, and I'm potentially doing a 3rd. And I've been talking to Kyle. Kyle, we got to get something going, man.
Yeah, we've been saying that for way too long. We got to actually do something though.
Yeah. On
I'm home now for a month. So
for more than that.
Kirk over here on first. You should come over, get some shit signed.
You going to SpawnCon, Greg?
Yeah, I've been talking to Brandon about it. I would love to go to SpawnCon. Set up. I want to get a table just so I could set up. Probably not sell because I'd want to buy everything. So I can't see myself sitting at a table for too long. Actually, the first time I ever met Kyle, I had a booth set up, and that was the last time that I set up, Kyle. The reason for that,
Comic-Con.
yeah, the reason for that, I set up my booth, and I was at the booth for like 25% of the con. The other 75%, I'm like walking around trying to buy stuff from people.
You have the ANSI feet. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah,
All
speaking
right.
of cons, what's Doyle and Kyle Wills? What cons are you coming to?
This weekend,
I'm doing Heroes Con in Charlotte in June.
June 14th to the 16th. Yeah.
Doing Terrificon in August, and then the very next weekend, Tampa Bay Comic Con, where I better see Greg.
Greg will be there.
Their Tater Tot Comics in Missouri is throwing a con on November 30th. I'm
Did
flying
you really?
to Missouri for that con. I'm working Sandy. So I have my first Archie cover is coming out. I did an Archie mosaic coming out at San Diego Comic Con. I did that for Whatnot Publishing for it's going to be their variant for the cover of the new Archie launch. And for the first time ever, I filmed the process of doing a mosaic from start to finish. Because when this cover comes out, ultimately there will be trolls who say, "Oh, that was done with Photoshop," and I'm going to be right there.
What's the internet using AI this time?
Shut. And I'm going to drop that video. So I got about 70% of the video together. It's going to be really cool. Being able to watch the process, people are not going to believe how much work actually goes into these things.
It's the smartest thing you guys ever did was record. It's also a shame that you have to record your process because there's so many douchebags out there that just are being douchebags. And the fact that you guys recording going, here, you dumbass, just let you know.
You're like, it's a way to get double the
Yeah.
content out of your creation,
That's right.
Free
That's
true.
Good marketing. That's a good marketing point. Yeah, 100%.
And Joe,
Greg ever came up to me at a show. He had a friggin' GoPro around his neck.
Oh, he's
So yeah, he
Yeah.
told me, he's like, skip to this. I'm watching the whole thing. I'm not skipping. I don't need to see
Yeah.
me that bad. I want to watch the video.
What about you, Joe? Where are you going to be?
Speed up when he was walking through the con. It was good content. He's always been good with the content.
yeah. Greg
That's
knows
cool.
what's up with content.
Content, Greg.
What about? Well, I still remember Greg when he wore that wig and that one piece. Joe, what about you?
What about me? Oh,
What
con.
about- yeah,
Sorry,
con.
I have my list right here. So I got Siesta Con this weekend at Sarasota, and then the next weekend I have Sarasota Collector Fest. So I'll be in Sarasota twice in 2 weeks. I got a Tampa Bay Toy and Comic Expo. I got First Coast Comic Con in Jacksonville, and then I got Florida SuperCon,
Forgot about First
San
Coast
Diego, Tampa, Daytona, Transformers, Spookala, and New York. So my plate is pretty damn full this year.
Yeah, you're not gonna booth in New York though, right?
I'm still going to New York.
Don't be lying.
I'm going to New York. I never said I had a
Don't
booth,
lie to
but
me.
I'm going.
So if you see Joe walking around, you can stop him and say, "Hey."
Which did happen 2 years ago, which is the weirdest thing because I didn't have like a Doyle comic art shirt. Someone just came up to me. That was the first time, but I will say I was at a con, so I was like in the environment. But it was the first time someone came up to me and was like, "Are you Joe Doyle?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Like, "Oh my god, can we get a picture?" I'm like, "Sure." Like, it was weird.
If you were at an Outback Steakhouse and they noticed,
no,
you,
see,
it'd
I'm
have been
waiting
a
for
little
that.
bit more
No.
impressive.
Oh, of course. But again, I was at the con, so it was like it was kind of expected that eventually that was going to happen. But yeah, it was.
It's a good.
Are you Joe Doyle?
I did call my wife and said, "Oh my god!" She goes, "Well, you know you're at a Comic Con." I'm like, "Yeah, but I don't have a table here. Like people don't." Yeah, it was.
When they
It was kinda-
recognize
it was cool.
Walmart,
It was
you
cool.
I totally get it. I mean, I was at the porn shop and someone was like, "Caesar from the Comic Menu." I was like, "No, it's Dell." All right, and James, what do you got going on?
Let's see here. What do I have going on? I am going to be moving down to Florida in 2 months, so that's happening, which means
Florida.
I'm selling a shit ton of stuff on Whatnot right now. So
Where at?
Orlando area.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm gonna be like right by the convention center. So
Dude, we're an hour and a half away, so we'll be hanging out at some point.
awesome. So, but yeah, no, that's and then of course, as Caesar says, I shit positivity. So there's that.
Yeah, a lot of it.
Is she right here?
A lot of it. A lot of it. It's like My Little Pony come out of the anus. My Little Anus Pony. So,
Wow.
all right,
What you got,
guys.
Caesar? What you got, Caesar?
Okay, well, let me tell you what I got. Yeah, let's go put Caesar on the spotlight. Look at that. You can find me right here, the Real Dracula's Wolf on Instagram. If you want any reels done by me, by all means, hit me up, and I will. People request like they want the movie voice, they want the Smeagol voice, they want the Macho Man voice, they want the Puss in Boots voice. They want it's like whatever you guys want. I'm a whore. I'm a Ronin.
Open casket voiceovers.
I'm thinking about Imagine. You can imagine.
I miss you, granddaughter, so much.
Oh, I was thinking more like don't touch me.
You should do I Never Fucking Liked You anyway. Every time.
What's that?
I never fucking liked you anyway.
Imagine. Sometimes you like reach in to like fix my hair. I'm like,
I think I'm in the wrong casket. Somebody open this thing up.
I can't breathe.
Oh my god. Anyways, gentlemen,
Thank you so much for having us, everybody.
Yes,
this was really
thank you.
This
has been a lot of fun.
It's always a fun time when we connect with our artist friends and our co-hosts and Greg and James being part of the show. And we're looking forward to next week. We're switching up a little bit. We're gonna have an all toy. Jesus, with the shake and bake. I can't get now. I'm gonna fucking dream that shit all night.
Shake it.
No.
Okay.
No. He left Joe hanging. Joe was looking at
I'm just going to be shaking it all day. It's cool.
So next week we're going to change it up a bit. We're going to have Seth Naxos from with his nostalgic toys, and we're also going to have Vince's Garage Toys from Instagram. He's huge following. I think he has like 91K followers. But he has all 80s and 70s toys. And we're going to talk about this because even though we kid about it, nostalgia is fun to talk about. Nostalgia brings us back. It takes us back and brings us forward to, oh my gosh, I used to have that toy. I burned that toy. I lost that toy. Whatever it is. So we do that. Then the week after that, we have Crime City Comics and Code Blue talking PCH and Golden Age books. Those guys are gurus on the IG when it comes to PCH. I've learned so much from those guys. They were the first show of the season this year, and we're bringing them back because all of a sudden, even Greg could even say this. There's a lot of people have
a lot of interest in that.
A lot of interest now in PCH books,
especially those Senate books, which I know a lot
especially
about.
the Senate books, because Code Blue Code Blue is responsible for CGC putting that on the label that that book is from a Senate hearing. So he's the one that kept on sending letters and letters saying, you guys got to quote when we have a Golden Age book that was part of the Senate hearings, you should mark it down on the label. And they did it. So, I mean, that's kudos to him. Then after that, we have this fool downstairs. Greg is going on here with 8-bit Attic and Broken Arcade, actually, from Instagram as well, is going to be joining. And we're going to talk video games, vintage selling, what you played when you were a kid. Broken Arcade basically has all 80s arcade in his garage.
Did you say
Literally.
addict or addict?
Attic.
Attic,
That's it.
like going up
That's
in
it.
your attic.
Okay.
Which 8-bit Attic could work too, as a matter of fact. Let's
Yeah,
be honest.
it's true.
Yeah. Other than that, gentlemen, ladies, boys and girls, thank you so much for joining. It was great. We went 30 minutes over. Joe, I'll see you around. Kyle, as always, my friend, to stay healthy. Greg,
Thank you
we'll
guys
talk.
for being you.
Yeah. No,
We'll see you guys later.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, right?
Yeah, man. That's right.
So,
See you guys.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. And I am